Hello and a warm welcome from Cirencester town, venue for this afternoon's Edwards Cup competition. It is of course Army Intercorps Cup Finals Day, and as the tournament reaches its crescendo, later on we've got the Woolwich Cup Final. But first, as I say, we can look forward to the Edwards Cup Final. We've got defending title holders, the AGC, taking on the RLC women. And to put you further in the mood, here's some action from previous Edwards Cup Finals. Well, it's been a busy old season of Intercorps football, but both teams are set for this final encounter. I've been catching up with the coaches, Chrissy Wright from the AGC, who never seems to retire from Army football, but first I spoke to the RLC head coach, John Paul Greenwood. Well, look, league form suggests that you go into this cup final as favourites. You're top of the pile against an AGC side chasing their third cup competition. But as we know, when it comes to cup matches, all of that form can go out the window.
Yeah, so unfortunately last week we lost the league. We lost the league to the Remian. Congratulations to them. It was a 3-3 draw and we lost on goal difference. In a female game, I don't think there's anybody who's going to stand out to be the winner in this game. The end of the day is, as long as the girls go out and enjoy it, the key for us all is, have we got the ability? Yes. Have we got the players? Yes. It's 90 minutes. It's all about enjoyment for them all.
Missing out on the league, does that give you that extra hunger, that extra ammunition coming into this, knowing that there is silverware on the line at the end of 90 minutes?
Oh, it's 100%. We 100% want to take the silverware home, and the girls are ready. The girls are ready. They've been developed. They've been trained. They're good to go. We just, hopefully, fingers crossed now, we'll get through the line, and that's the key.
We wish you all the very best.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Well, look, I've snuck into the AGC dugout to catch up with Chrissy Wright. Chrissy, I forget how many finals you've featured in, how many seasons you've played Army football?
24th year playing for the AGC at the minute, so yeah, just a couple, and it's our third final in a row, so third final in a row for me as well.
Well, look, we've come into the dugout because you've got a foot in both camps. You've got a foot this side of the line and that side of the line. You are player manager. So how are the players looking going into this Edwards Cup final?
They're looking really good, to be honest. We've got a good squad. We've got 18 players to pick from. We've trained down at Worthy Down from Monday. They've done really well. They're all focused, all sharp, and just really excited about this chance to retain the Edwards Cup.
Yeah, history is on the line here. This is the first time, if you do succeed, that any side has come away with 3 successive Edwards Cup titles. Are you feeling the pressure? Are they feeling the pressure?
I'm definitely feeling the pressure. I'm hoping they're not. That's one of my jobs as manager, is to try and relieve that pressure from them as players and just let them go out and enjoy it. Hopefully we can end the season on a high. The league didn't quite go how we wanted, but we ended it with a victory, and hopefully we'll carry that on into this game.
We wish you all the very best with what's to come. Thank you. So this is what the teams will be competing for this afternoon. It's time now to head over to our commentary team of Kyle Dixon and Yvette Kemp.
Well, welcome to glorious sunshine here in Cirencester, where today one of these two teams will feel glorious when they lift the Edwards Cup. It's the 2023 Edwards Cup final. It's the Adjutant General Corps versus the Royal Logistic Corps, a repeat of the 2019 final where the Adjutant General Corps were victorious there too. They have won the last 2 finals. But speaking of people who have won the final, welcome to the co-commentator. We have Yvette Kemp with us. Kempy, welcome.
Thank you, Kyle. Pleasure to be here.
You have won one of these.
We've won 2, but we won't. Yeah, we'll call it one.
And it's a big final in terms of core women's football.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously you've got the league throughout the year, and then the John Edwards Cup final is definitely something which every team wants to win. And even if you don't end up doing great in the league, at least you've got something else to play for. So yeah, really exciting stuff.
Well, it is a final between 2 teams who have had differing years. It's been a very good cup competition for the AGC, it must be said, and unfortunately it firsthand in the semi-final defeat. But the RLC have had a decent league campaign compared to the AGC, who have finished bottom of their league. Does that matter today, or is it cup? Focus on the cup?
100%, it doesn't matter. The AGC, yes, they've not. You're right in saying that they've not had the greatest form within their league games. In the cup, as you rightly said, we lost to them. The Remy lost to them, I think 7-1. We got absolutely battered by the AGC, and then we played them 2 weeks later in the league and drew 5-5. So they've definitely put their strongest team out in the cup, and that can be down to deployments and all sorts of things.
Well, hopefully, we're touching wood here. That means it will get goals according to those score lines today. Let's take a look through the 2 teams while we wait for them to come out through the tunnel. We are expecting a national anthem as well. We'll start with the designated home team from the Adjutant General Corps, and there are a few Army names to take note of. Lucia Turner was part of the Army Inter-Services squad this year. Of course, Chrissy Wright at right back, the player manager this year, bags of experience. And a big player for them today. Any other names that jump out for you? Lois Jacobs, of course.
Yeah, Lois Jacobs, UCAF player, so UK Armed Forces. Rosie Burridge, number 7, playing top right. You got Lois Hall playing in that number 10. Sorry, not Lois Hall. Robin Hall playing that number 10 role. Another great player. Abby Hart at top. She's been away from the Army setup quite a few years, but she has got a fantastic shot on her. So she is one to watch, even though she's been out the Army set for quite a long time. And also Rooney at the back, number 4. Another, she's been playing a long time. Another experienced defender who has been in and out of the Army setup.
Yep. We're just going to take a pause because I think we're going to have national anthems in just a second, and then we'll get through the RLC team too. In fact, VIPs are making their way down, so we will quickly run through the RLC team. And again, there are some Army players to take note of. One person we've been pointed out, Ashley Mills, the captain, a big player for them, but also up front, Roxy Williams was part of the Army team this year, didn't quite get a starting berth in the Inter-Services, so she'll have a point to prove in these sort of games. And the RLC haven't won this competition since 2018. They'll want that trophy back, and they need their big players to perform today. Yeah,
so Roxy Williams, just touching on that point, she is a fantastic player. So I played centre mid against her last week. We played the RLC and drew 3-3. We won the league on goal difference, but Roxy was such a big player for them. Honestly, she does not stop running, and she's aggressive. She's definitely one of their best players, I think, for the RLC. I'm
very surprised to see that Tony Anholm on the bench.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised as well. but again, you know, you don't know the ins and outs and who's been able to make training and things like that. But yeah, she's another player within the Army setup, so definitely a great sub to bring on.
Number 7 as well, Bethany Bancroft, we've been told is a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan, so if she scores today, expect a certain celebration.
I'd like to see that, yeah.
We got two teams full of bright young players as well, which is what you want to see on Cup Final Day.
Yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to this, and I think the good thing about this Cup Final is that I just don't know which way it's going to go.
Well, we'll find out. I think it's time for the national anthem. Players are waiting. We're just going to wait for the VIPs to make their way off the pitch towards the Steve Abley stand. As we deal with wind throwing papers everywhere, we've got this, we've sorted. Nearly time for kick-off then in the 2023 Edwards Cup Final. We are live on the Forces News YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are commenting away and letting us know who you're supporting, letting us know who you think will win this one. We're also live on Facebook too. We'll keep a track of both, and the best comments we'll try and read out for you live on air. We are also going to be live tonight as well, should be worth saying. The men's intercore final, the Woolwich Cup final from Sutton United. We'll have live coverage of that later, where the RLC will be involved as well. So it's potentially a double RLC day, depending on how this first match goes to start us off. It will be RLC in their red, AGC in the blue. And I should mention, because of the heat, it is a very warm day here in Cirencester. We are expecting to have drinks breaks during the game. It's quite late in the summer with the final, so I'm not that surprised.
It's nice to commentate in, but it's not nice to play in, is it?
No, we originally planned to be under a stand, so we are sun creamed up now, because we will be burnt like a crisp, if not, I think, by the end of this one. Two captains then. We got Charlene Rooney for the AGC, and of course Ashley Mills, as we mentioned, for the RLC. There is wind whispering around, well, louder than whispering around, so to speak, this ground here, where this fixture's been played here a few times now, I believe, and it's an Army favourite.
It is, and Gaz Dunn, the referee today, obviously very experienced, is actually quite happy the Ream is not in the final, so he can actually ref it today.
Kenny Everett on YouTube says, looking forward to a great game, watching from Australia. Can I ask for some background on the cup itself? Who's it named after and why?
Big John Edwards. Remy is chairman for the Remy for a very long time. He was a big ambassador for women's football within the Army, and yeah, it just got named after him. And he's been to every single one since. And like I said, he comes to watch a lot of the female games, and he's just a fantastic guy. Well,
he's got a trophy named after him for very good reason. So yeah, make sure you guys are commenting. Yasmin Mills says, my sister Ashley Mills, the RLC captain, so we've got some family support. And we are about to get underway. I just want to point out the RLC number 7, Bethany Bancroft, in what is a no sleeve t-shirt. I'm not quite sure I've seen that one before.
She's working on her tan.
We're underway then. The AGC get us underway. And the AGC will probably be considered favourites for this, despite their poor league form. Like you said, the cup is a completely different kettle of fish, and they are looking to make it 3 Edward Cup wins in a row. And that will be the first time ever that would have happened in this competition. Only a short history in this competition, to be fair, 2013. And yourselves at the Remy did do it twice in a row. Should be a goal kick. Yeah, you guys did it twice in a row. You didn't quite get 3.
No,
so.
we're not. No, and if the AGC get this today, then obviously, you know, fair play to them.
There are a few key players, as we mentioned, and we are looking at someone like Lois Jacobs on the left-hand side for the AGC. I'm just trying to pinpoint her.
Yeah, she is. She's a great player, very attacking, can play left back as well. A lot of times she switches between left back and left wing for the Army, but yeah, great ball player.
Charges down at a clearance there, and the pressure works out for the AGC. Bit short on it there, Jacobs, actually.
Yeah.
We've got 2 teams who are mainstays, I suppose, at the top level of core football. Two teams with a massive base of players as well, it should be said.
I've just had a message from the Remy manager about these 2 being the best in the league, and he said, have a word, Kempy, we won the league. So we're just saying.
It's a good ball towards Bancroft, but it won't stay in. Bancroft already doing the Ronaldo-esque celebration just to turn. Christy Wright with the throw then. Do you think it makes a difference for her now as player manager, first year in the role?
I think, I'll be honest, I don't think it's Chris's first choice to be the player manager. I think she would rather just be a player at the minute, but she's done a great job and she does really work hard in.
I mean, that was good play from her. It's looking over the top. The flag has gone up, I will say. Jacobs didn't put it in the net anyway.
Yeah, just going back to Chrissy, she's such a driving force within this AGC team, and you know, without her, I'm sure there'll be. It sounds bad, but you know, they might not have won as many trophies because she is such an important player on and off the pitch for them.
And you could say the same with the Army as well.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, she's been in the UCAF setup, so yeah, she's a great all-round ambassador for women's football.
Joe Foy on YouTube says 3-1 to the RLC. Ash Mills, Beth and Roxy to score. # we are the RLC. Well, we'll find out then. Jodie Hunter on Facebook says, come on the RLC. So big support for the RLC early on. If you're AGC watching, get involved. It's a good ball through by Bancroft, but wasn't quite on the same wavelength there as Jodie Ims. We've seen Roxy Williams play that number 10 role despite the number 9 on her back.
Yeah.
Just off the striker. I mean, you know more than me, but I thought she was more of a out-and-out striker for the Army in the inter-services.
I'll be honest with you, she can play anywhere. We played her in various different roles, and the thing is about Roxy, she's so versatile, and I think she prefers that number 10 role, if I'm honest. She's a bit of a workhorse as well, so she'll definitely be doing a little bit of defending.
That's just out of play. I mean, for someone like Roxy Williams, I know you particularly don't want to talk about it, but it was a disappointing inter-services for the Army, but there's chances now to break into that team for someone like Roxy Williams. Yeah,
she's definitely, you know, on the cusp, and it was hard for the management to leave her out of the starting lineup. I know she come on as a sub a few times, but as we discussed earlier, I think we are in a bit of a transition period. We've had a few players within the Army who, you know, who are pregnant at the minute. Some big players for us. So yeah, it's just, you know, the RAF and Navy are just, you know, they're on top at the minute, and we're hoping to cause an upset to them next year.
Abby Hart charging down the goalkeeper there, Holly Clark, and we should mention we've been flagged. The RLC have just Holly Clark available as a goalkeeper, so if for any reason they need to change that, well,
yeah, I've got my goalkeeper top on, so apparently I'm in goal if they need it.
That's a great ball.
Oh, good defending by Chrissy.
Mills looking to get there again, but the blue shirt, that should be a free kick.
Yeah, so Rosie Burridge, number 7 there, just slight heavy touch.
Abby Hiddenley was the player that was pushed to the floor.
Yeah, she's a good player. I played against Abby quite a few times, very strong. Yeah, really good player.
Been quite a scattered start. First 5 minutes, no real chances yet. Ball's spent a lot of time in the middle of the field, it feels. That's a ball over the top, though, that it will be chased down by the lobbed goal. It's an early goal. After just saying that it was a scattered start, Jodie Imms says, we will put an end to that. What a finish from Jodie Imms. And the RLC strike first. The holders are behind.
Yeah, what a simple goal, just over the top, and the pace of Jodie Imms, and what a finish. You know, great control, and unfortunately the keeper nowhere near it.
I wondered if the keeper was going to come and just take everything. I think she sort of...
I think she was a bit hesitant, wasn't she? Yeah.
She stopped for a moment, and then that gave Imms the opportunity. A lovely finish with the left foot too. Jodie Imms scores. We are 6 minutes in, and the RLC have the lead. So the AGC are going to have to come out now and get at them.
The thing is about this AGC team, they're so experienced, and I really don't think that they'll be that phased at the minute. It's such being an early goal. They know that there's still plenty of time for them to get back into it.
It's quite a simple goal as well. Just one ball. I wouldn't even say it was aimed towards a particular area. They obviously knew the pace of Jodie Imms.
I think that is going to be their tactic today for the RLC. Ball over the top, and just see if Jodie can get onto them.
Well, it's worked out from the start. Demi Allen there winning the ball back as well for the RLC. Back onto it again, looking over the top towards Imms once again. Well, that long clearance could lead to something.
It's Rosie Burridge there, just trying to put a bit of pressure on.
Well defended in the end by Siobhan Peplow. And now there's a bit of jeopardy to the game, which we like to see quite early on, actually, to be fair. That will be an RLC throw.
So the RLC scored against us last week in the first couple of minutes as well. So yeah, they're prone to an early goal.
Well, we know there are goals in both teams. And we've mentioned earlier, the RLC did beat the AGC in the league. Technically twice, but one of them was a walkover, so we shouldn't really mention that one too much. But they did beat them, and they are leading here. What can the AGC do to get back into it? It's flicked on. Keeper comes and does very well, Holly Clark.
Yeah. Great feat by Abby Hart in the middle there. Again, great technical player.
The AGC maybe a little bit rattled after that. The goal came from nowhere, if we're truthful. Like we said, just one ball over the top, but a classy finish, and that's a flick through towards Bancroft to try and chase, but she didn't fancy that one. Easier for Chrissy Wright. Now the AGC are missing the goals from Libby Dixon that they had over the past few years. They do have those goals in Robin Hall. They've got Abby Hart.
I think it's just that pace up top with that Libby brings, and obviously she plays week in, week out, so she's such a big player, you know, that the AGC miss. Abby's great, but I think Libby, she's just got that, you know, that bit of pace, and she can score a goal from anything.
Casey Aston says RLC for the win. Well, so far so good if you're supporting the RLC. That's a ball over the top, looking for Abby Hart to chase. Well defended with a clattering clearance from Sophie Farrell, and I think she took a bit of a head knock on this quite hard 4G pitch.
I think in the RLC minds, you know, they were 3-1 up against the Remy last week with about 10 minutes to go, and they let that slip to 3-3, so they would definitely be trying to get a few more goals, and will not be obviously settling for anything. They'll just keep pushing and pushing. They do not want to repeat it last 2 weeks ago.
Important that Sophie Farrell gets the right attention here, because it was a bit of a whack towards the back of the head, and you have to be sure with concussion protocols and everything today. It's a warm day as well. Maybe a chance just to get some fluids for the players. And we are, I mean, we're only into the first 10 minutes, but the RLC will be very, very pleased with how it's worked out so far. Player Sophie Farrell seems okay. We will get back underway. That's a free man. Well defended in the end though. Bancroft gets rid of it. Not sure I saw Ronaldo do that sort of defending. Chrissy Wright with the throw right in front of us.
not many options for Chrissy. Want to see a bit more movement.
Very good flick though. And Robin Hall trying to force something. It was a great flick from Lauren Sessions, it was.
I think that's just going to be a throw in the top corner.
RLC are set up defensively solid, I will say that much. That should be a corner kick. It is. It's just a look between the referee and the linesman there with which way it was going to go, but they have gone for an AGC corner.
Yeah, I think Lois is going to potentially whip this one in.
Yep, Lois Jacobs coming over. We know the quality that she provides with that left foot, and there are a few tall defenders coming forward.
Yeah, Chris is a great header of the ball, so she'll definitely be one to watch in there.
It's right-footed from Jacobs towards that back post. Bounces around. Maybe they can keep it alive. The keeper's underneath it, and he's hit the crossbar, and it's right across
How did that not go in?
I'm not quite sure how it didn't go in, to be honest with you. The goalkeeper stuck underneath it.
Just nobody there to follow in.
And the rebound should have gone in, if we're really honest.
Yeah.
Big chance for the AGC. And
Yeah,
just
great cross there, great corner there.
Yeah, Lois Jacobs quality, but defensively not what RLC will be wanting to see from set pieces. Maybe something the AGC can try and take advantage of. Here's Tracy Montgomery, who we know is a goal scorer. We've given in our notes that she was top scorer in the Highland League that she plays in Scotland. And we mentioned Bethany Bancroft. She was also Golden Boot winner in her league this year. So there are goals in this RLC team. There are goals in this AGC team. We've had a goal already. We're off to a good start. There are a few fans here. Let's say fans, might be family supporting, enjoying the sunshine here in Cirencester.
Yeah, I think there's a few girls from other corps, which is great, and managers from other teams within the Army setup. So yeah, really nice to see. Good turnout.
The goal kick isn't quite cleared away, and Bancroft has gone for it from some distance. Well, you've got to admire it. After watching what Jodie Imms just did, why not?
Yeah, so Lois has come over to the right.
Yeah, change here for the AGC. Maybe Jacob's not getting the juice that she wants from the left. That's a ball over the top. Keeper's got to come, and does well again, Holly Clark. That's twice.
Yeah, good defending by the RLC there, just to prevent who was that at the top?
I think it was Robin Hall who was trying to bounce through. Kick up in the air, got lost in the sunshine, and the RLC will keep control of it. Ball up towards Tracy Montgomery. Robin Hall there too. Here is the ball through, not quite, cut out. And that's well done from Chrissy Wright, bringing it forward. End-to-end game it feels at the moment. Roxy Williams looking to pull the string.
Great ball.
We said about Jacobs has moved, Bancroft has moved to the right as well. She's found the ball in. It was a very good ball in.
Yeah, just one RLC player in the box.
Not sure whether it was planned for a synchronised switch, but both sides have switch wingers.
AGC just giving the ball away slightly too easy.
Yep.
They're having a chance to attack, but their passing's just not.
Ashley Mills keeps it in. That's a strong tackle from Christina Wright, or Chrissy Wright. Why do we expect any different?
Yeah, the AGC just need to slicken up their passing a bit.
Yeah. Chance here for the RLC to maybe take advantage of a slightly slower start from the AGC. They already have so far. That's a ball across. It should be simple than it is for Alicia Turner. The kick forward. That's gone out of play. Bancroft couldn't keep it in. It's very scattered at times, this so far, but you have that one moment of quality, and that's a good ball over the top actually. Keeper should come and collect.
Yeah, good pressure by Robin.
Not quite sure on the keeper's decision to kick there. I think she was in her own box. Maybe
If in doubt.
If in doubt, yeah. Chance maybe for the AGC to pile on some pressure from the throw. It's very warm today, so it's not quite the fast pace they usually play at, I would imagine. That's wide for Wright. Beats one player. We'll go for a goal kick
Yeah,
there.
great defending. Really, really good. And that was Siobhan Peplow.
Very solid at the back so far from the RLC. It's hard to break down for the holders, who are looking to make it three trophies in a row. At the moment, they've got a job on to get there.
I think Chrissy will be given a chance. She will have a dig from, from further out. She's got that quality to score those sort of goals. So
Ball over the top again, which Ims will chase down. She's done it once. Can she get through again? Really good defending. Ims is still chasing. And that
was outside the box, wasn't it?
Was outside the box. But I think it's been pulled back for an earlier foul. Wasn't sure if Lucia Turner handled it outside the box there for a second.
Yeah.
But I think it has been pulled back for an earlier foul. So Jodie Ims does win the free kick, which she'll be pleased with.
Yeah, I think he's carding her.
Oh, is he carding the key?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is the handball. This might go from bad to worse for the AGC here. Lucia Turner is given a yellow card. Chance though for the RLC from the free kick. And he's very close in. I mean, we've mentioned Bancroft, the Ronaldo
I just
comparison.
think the AGC, they're just struggling, aren't they, to deal with Jodie Ims' pace. She's so quick, so even that ball over the top, we think that the AGC defenders are going to get there. She just, she's bursting through.
Charlene Rooney did very well, I would say.
Yeah.
But then it turned into a bit of a mess. Chance for the free kick. Bancroft went low, still with it. Bancroft again goes for goal. Good chance for the for the RLC.
I think Turner will take the yellow card for that.
Yeah, some people will be wondering why there wasn't a red card there. I think it's quite early on in the game, and we want to let these teams play to the best of their ability. And well, the referee decided on a yellow card. Throw here, it's going to go long from Chelsea Taylor. Chelsea Taylor told to get back in position pretty quickly, but the RLC bring it forward. Looking in behind towards Bancroft, well defended, and now Jacobs can bring it forward for the AGC. Back towards Jacobs, who does have the pace to get there.
Oh, great knock by Jacobs.
She's found the cross. She was deflected behind. Corner kick.
She's the player the AGC need to see more on the ball. She's the threat.
Well, Demi Allen's got a test on her hands. And from the corner, we've already seen actually from the corner that the AGC can be quite dangerous. They've hit the crossbar from the result of a set piece. I thought it was corner from where we are.
Yeah,
it's
I thought
actually
it
a
was
throw.
corner, yeah.
We are quite some distance from that side of the pitch, unfortunately. The throw is towards the turn from Abby Hindley. Well defended though, and that's towards Ims again. And Ims is that focal point to hit on the break. Bit quiet out there at the moment. The AGC looking for someone to light this up. Jacobs does well. Bit of an aimless pass. The clearance isn't the best either though. And the flag has gone up. But the referee says it came off the defender. We play on. Chrissy Wright, maybe the most attacking player for the AGC at the moment. Just didn't quite get through there.
She's trying to get a shot off, isn't she? But a few too many touches.
Ims does well. Not the best pass there though. Maybe just a little bit of forcing it there from Jodie Ims, or maybe keeping the ball and recycling it would have been the better option.
Yeah.
Jamie Daly says Bethany Bancroft for a goal. Well, she went close. And we have Louise Daly saying, RLC, you got this. So far, they do.
A lot of RLC fans on the
lot of
YouTube.
RLC fans, yeah. That's a free kick to the RLC. Maria Wood says, we're gutted we couldn't get up to watch, but thanks to Forces News for allowing us to watch from home. Come on, the AGC and Chrissy.
That's her wife. Hi Maz, hope you're well. Big fan of, she normally comes to a lot of these games, so she'll be gutted.
Well, we're very happy we can bring you the coverage. What can the RLC do from here then? They're not the tallest strike force, to be fair, but we are going to go long. Demi Allen. Good win from the AGC defender. Mills does well though. Now Jacobs, it's very end-to-end at times this. That's a good ball from Jacobs.
Just Abby Hart couldn't quite...
couldn't take it in her stride. She's won it back, Abby Hart.
Got great feet.
The ball over the top, the flag
Offside.
has gone up.
Yeah, that was off.
Just a little early there from Robin Hall. As time goes through in this first half, we are near halfway through. I wouldn't say the AGC have looked as threatening as we know they can be. So they're going to have to find a level to hit. Jodie Hunter says, keep pushing girls. Another goal before half-time. A lot of RLC support on our chats at the moment. The RLC haven't won this competition since 2018, and that is a 5-year absence of a trophy that they will desperately look to end today. That's not a great clearance, and it might give something for Abby Hart to chase down.
Yeah, good defending by Peplo again.
That was a bit of a shove in the back, but the referee lets it go. Jacobs wanted the free kick, it wasn't given, but she's gone and won it back. That's the perseverance that makes her a favourite for the AGC, the Army and UCAF. The flag's gone up. There's a bit of a debate going on there, because I'm not sure the player that it ended up going through to was offside. I think the flag went a little early there, but fortunately didn't lead to anything. And we are going to have our first water break of the day. Very important in these heats. We were originally told if it sort of hit 25 or 26 degrees, then we would get a water break, but I think they've made the smart decision to do it anyway. So let's take a look at the goal, shall we, while we wait. And it was a really, really good finish from Jodie Imms. Made something out of nothing. Maybe Lucia Turner could have come a bit more forcefully, a bit more commandingly, but she was punished, and Jodie Imms is the goal scorer, and at the moment it's the goal that will give the RLC the trophy, but there's a very, very long way to go yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't definitely not rule the AGC out of this, and to be honest, I think in their heads they're going to be so positive, and especially on corners, we saw how easy it was for them to have a good chance with the corners. So I don't think the AGC will be phased at the minute. In a lot of these core games, things can change quite very, very quickly. So yeah, I'm sure Chrissy will just be saying, look, just continue doing what you're doing. We will get a goal.
Well, Private Jodie Imms, the Birmingham City fan, there was a whistle, so we're ready to go again. Yeah, she's a Birmingham City fan that is alongside an Aston Villa fan, which is very, very, as someone from that neck of the woods, that doesn't happen very often. There is a Villa fan in the RLC team as well.
I was looking at the RLC players. Most of them support Man United, which is very disappointing.
There's United fans, there's a few Liverpool fans as well. Across both teams, actually, should be said.
Must be full of Southerners in all the Man United fans, probably from down south. No Leeds fan. Well, one Leeds fan, Abby Hart, plays for AGC.
You'll notice that our clock has continued running. The referee will have stopped his watch, so that it may be a bit of a difference between the game clock once we get towards added time, but we will explain it as we go along. We mentioned Lauren Sessions, by the way, the AGC midfielder, the only legal rep in the team. I'm not sure why that was flagged to us in our research from the teams, but
yeah, it doesn't happen often. So yeah, I think Chrissy wrote the notes, didn't she?
Yeah, we had notes from Chrissy. We did get some notes from the RLC as well, which was very good of them. Here's Bancroft back on the left now, keeping them guessing. Mills does well. Good turn from Mills as well. And wide for Bancroft. The RLC pushing on, looking towards getting a second goal here. Bancroft's right-footed cross doesn't beat the first player, but she keeps it in. Chance again. Bancroft's cross once again cut out. That's Rachel Cook doing some very good defending there. Sorry, no, it is Courtney Forrest Blake. Here's Imms. Back to Bancroft. RLC getting a bit of joy. That should be cleared out, and it's a decent touch actually from Abby Hart bringing it down, but Ashley Mills is quickly there to take care of business. A stutter and a fall from Demi Allen, but she manages to win a throw.
Yeah, Abby Hart's not getting a lot of time, is she, on the ball? They're on her straight away.
They can see what the danger is. Roxy Williams looking to spin, bit of a dancing feet, but she doesn't keep hold of it, and a chance now for the AGC to break forward. It's towards Abby Hart, but once again,
yeah, good run by Abby Hindley there. Like I said earlier, she's a very strong player in that midfield, so yeah, it should be important to try and play those balls through.
We got an Abby, we got an Ali next to each other for the AGC,
Yeah.
which is brilliant for the commentators' notes. Thank you very much, guys. Chance for the throw then. I think they've got to make the most of these opportunities from the, let's say, set pieces. I know some people don't see a throw as a set piece, but it can be if you've got a Rory Delap type in your team, which actually one of the teams do. We'll get to that when it brings up. It's been noted there is a Rory Delap style throw. Chance potentially to ball in towards Hart.
Ooh.
It's missed clearance and Abby Hart's onto
Abby
it.
Hart just couldn't keep it down.
That's a big chance.
That's a huge chance. She should have been nailing that. She'll be so disappointed.
I mean, I'll give her an excuse. It's bounced out the air in this very, very bright sunshine. But for someone with the talent that Abby Hart's got, that should be 1-1 in the cup final. As you can see yourself here, Abby Hart is slightly down, so we'll show a replay, and well, that's a very, very good opportunity. Right-footed on a favoured foot. It should be 1-1. Hopefully, the AGC will think, hopefully, we don't rue these missed chances. Holly Clark then with the goal kick. RLC winning the throw. Sorry, AGC winning the throw. Make sure you guys are keeping your comments coming on YouTube and on Facebook, and don't forget we are live later this evening too with the 2023 Woolwich Cup final, the Army Men's Intercore, where the RLC are in action again. They're taking on the Royal Signals at the home of Sutton United FC, which should be a very good occasion.
I remember when Leeds lost to Sutton in the FA Cup. That was
I mean, I think you remember Leeds losing a lot lately. So.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Luckily John isn't here, or else you guys will have a relegation scrap between Leeds and Leicester.
Oh, lovely turn. Is this the first RLC corner we've had?
First RLC corner of the game. Now, we saw from a defensive point of view they didn't quite deal with the ball into the area. Let's see what they can do from an attacking point of view. I think it's going to be Tracy Montgomery to whip this in.
Yeah, so last week Roxy Williams scored from a corner against us, so yeah, just one to watch. Number 9.
We're looking. Chelsea Taylor is up there as well. Corner's not the best. Jacobs should be able to clear, just charged into it. The shot is well over. Jacobs was sandwiched a little bit there. I know if he's watching, UCAF head coach Carl Milgate will be quite pleased to see Lewis Jacob take any knocks today, with some big fixtures coming in a couple of weeks with the President's Cup against the Dutch and the Irish Defence Force coming over to Loughborough to play the UCAF team. Bancroft won the header and Mills is onto it. Mills is showing that little bit of expertise, that little bit of composure in midfield at the moment that, if I'm honest, not a lot of the players are showing.
No, she looks lively, first to the ball. A few of the RLC players, they just, like I said, they just seem to be just getting there a little before the AGC players.
YouTube comments are just pointing out that I think we have a error in the team sheets that were given to us. We have number 8 as Ali Hindley. Actually, we believe it might be Ali Croucher. So that was the official team sheet that was given to us, unfortunately. Hope the referee doesn't have the same error, just in case he has to card her. Peter Nathan on Facebook says, come on, the RLC played for the Corps in 1967. Wow. Chrissy Wright does well. And the RLC are starting to grow in confidence, I think, here.
Yeah, they're just slightly on top at the moment, aren't they? But the AGC looking to set free Abby Hart again, but I just don't think she's got the pace to get there.
Feels like Abby Hart and Lois Jacobs and also Robin Hall aren't quite close enough together, it feels, at the moment. There's nothing sticking every time it goes forward. Flicked on well by Mills in front of the well, what would be a full Steve Abley stand, but everyone wants to stand in the sun, so quite amusingly that area where everyone stood does have a no standing sign. We do have the trophy sat pitch side, I believe, as well. I know Julian Evans got his hands on it earlier, which a lot of these players will look to do, well, one set of these players will look to do later this afternoon. Ball through, deflected. Keeper should get there again. Holly Clark quick off the line. So we've had the drinks break, but it hasn't really invigorated AGC. It hasn't given them the boost they needed, and it probably a chance for I mean, I know Chrissy Wright's on the pitch, but the coaching staff that are working to get some messages onto the pitch, but at the moment we haven't had any impact.
No, I think at half time, the management, they'll be keen to get in there and reinvigorate this AGC team. Just a little bit flat at the minute. I think that there's definitely a lot more that this AGC team can give.
Really good win again from, well, Ali Croucher, we want to say now. She took a bit of a knock there as well. She is someone who has impressed in midfield, actually. Strong runner, good at winning the ball back.
Yeah, she's a really good player. But as we said earlier, it'd be good to see them just link up a bit more with the front three. Bring Robin Hall into it.
Jack Smith says, come on, the RLC from sunny Falklands. Well, for once we're not jealous about the weather. And I think we've got another a chance for another drinks break for both teams as Croucher gets a bit of treatment. Once again, it was a heavy knock to the back of the head on this 4G pitch.
So we've got to give a shout out to Steve Clout, who is watching from California, and obviously he's head of the referees, and he said it wasn't a red because it didn't deny an obvious goal scoring opportunity. So
there we go. There we go. To be fair, the man in the middle is the man with the most expertise and knowledge.
Yeah, he does a lot of high profile women's games as well, does Gaz done, so very experienced referees.
Very experienced, and he made the right call. And I will say I am jealous that he's in California.
Well, apparently the weather's better here, he said, so.
Oh. There we go. Chance to get underway then with the throw. Headed down well. And Mills looks to lead a counter-attack, looking behind for Tracy Montgomery, who hasn't really got any goal-scoring opportunities yet. We're told when she gets one, she will take one. That's what we're told from the RLC management. Very stop-start in this first half. Is that anything to do with the weather?
It could be. As you know, we talked about earlier. The thing with core football as well, you do have such a mixture of players. So you've got the army talent in there, and this is not being disrespectful, but there's such various different levels of players within both teams. So sometimes it can be a little hard to get going.
I suppose it makes it a little easier to defend against, where you can pick out key players. Well, Ims has picked out a tackle here, and Ims with the shot. That's a very good opportunity for the RLC. You can see the disappointment from Ims, who knows that she can do better there, as we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah, she'll be gutted with that, but you know, that's a big let-off for the AGC.
The RLC starting to impose themselves on the ball a bit more, but the AGC might find a bit of luck behind. Doesn't happen. The ball over the top. Chance here for Montgomery.
Oh,
Well,
bit of a half chance there.
yeah, she pulled at it.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get the connection she was looking for there, the Scot.
Good pressure though from the RLC.
Yvonne Peplow says, come on, Siobhan. Number 8 RLC from Nan.
Oh,
That is support across the generation.
she's playing well at the back.
She is. Flicked on. Jacobs looking to continue the momentum, and now maybe a chance for Hart to stretch her legs a little bit.
Just looking at Rosie Burridge, number 7, in a lot of space. If they can,
There's a few key players for the AGC who just haven't been able to get on the ball at the moment. And on a big cup final day, you need your big players to turn up. 36 minutes in, it's not been their day today. It's been all about the Reds. Clearance as well from Mills. Chrissy Wright is, I think, being targeted a little bit for her pace, let's say.
but what she lacks in pace, she makes up with experience. So
Positioning.
yeah,
Hart knocks it on. Chance maybe now for Burridge. Well defended though by Siobhan Peplow. Everywhere the AGC go, they're cut off at the source at the moment. Looking for the flick on, but it doesn't quite work. Second attempt, and cleared by Mills. Montgomery charged down by Chrissy Wright once again. And again, Chrissy Wright wins it back. The shot from distance should be comfortable for the keeper. I think the RLC wanted a free kick there, but they've learnt very quickly. You're going for a challenge with Chrissy Wright, make sure you are 100% into it. So you should all be watching on the Forces News YouTube channel and on Facebook too. Make sure you guys are getting involved, commenting, liking. We are very, very excited for the day. So far, so good. We've had a decent first half. Stop start at times, but the little bit of quality and class is shining through. That's a really nice turn. The AGC looking to string passes together, didn't quite work out. Now on the break, what can the RLC do? Chrissy Wright has to be smart about it.
Yep.
Always is.
Montgomery, that was, wasn't it, chasing down?
Good ball over the top, and now Hart. This is the chance she's been waiting for. The touch wasn't great though.
Heavy touch. Oh,
There's a
can
big
she get it
collision
in?
with the
Can she-
goalkeeper. It's still bouncing around,
Is he
and
giving
we
it?
do stop. I think
Oh,
just
foul to the keeper, yeah.
heavy touch though from
Yeah.
Abby Hart, who's
She was in.
been waiting for that moment all game so far. I think everyone in the ground has been waiting for a moment like that. Heavy collision though, and Holly Clark is still down. The RLC, this will be worrying signs, because as we mentioned, they don't have a reserve goalkeeper, as Julian Evans points out to us. So Fingers crossed she will be okay. She's had a decent game. Abby Hart is back on her feet, ready to go again. Maybe a little bit more. Trying to get over the fact that she wasted that opportunity more than anything. Jackie Allen says go Demi from Mum. Another supporter of Demi as well on YouTube. So lots of support for the RLC. The RLC are turning up in numbers here to this broadcast, which we do like to see. But AGC, we know you're out there. We know you're watching.
Don't be shy. Get on the comments.
Holly Clark has spent a long time down here. Actually, it's not looking great for her. Work on the ankle. There was a big collision.
Yeah.
Both players are not willing to give an inch. At the moment, it's Clark who's down, and I mean, we have joked about it, but if the RLC are having to put an outfield player in goal, you look at height, you look at Chelsea Taylor maybe.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. She could definitely be a potential, but hopefully it doesn't come to that.
We did ask if there was an issue who goes in goal. The answer was who knows.
Yeah.
They do have other goalkeepers in their squad, but not available today by the looks of it.
She's hobbling back to the goal line. We'll see.
We'll see. She's bravely playing on. And when your team's 1-0 up in a cup final, why wouldn't you? So, set the scene. AGC 0, RLC 1. We are 43 minutes in. I'd expect a few minutes of added time at this first half. That should be mentioned. We didn't stop the clock during the drinks break, so it may be a little bit before that 42 minutes, but we're expecting some time over too. At the moment, the RLC look quite comfortable. Couple of odd little chances for the AGC. That big one for Hart that's led to this break. But Holly Clark is playing on.
Yeah, Hart's definitely had the best chances, hasn't she? So, you know, she will be disappointed that she could have stuck a couple of them away.
Long clearance up in the sun again, and it bounces around. Lauren Druitt puts a foot on the ball, clears it, and that's offside against Jodie Imms. It's definitely the three of Imms, Montgomery and Bancroft who've had more joy.
That's disappointing. I'll be looking to set Lois Jacobs, and Lois Jacobs just throws her hands up in the air as if to say, send it my way, let me have a run at her.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the thinking was, but I mean,
just wasteful.
Does he count as a shot on target?
I think more of a pass back.
Someone on YouTube says, Izzy Hutchinson, come on the AGC. Bancroft, get them sleeves down.
Yes, I know Izzy. Hi, Izzy. Ex-AGC player.
Good win there from Jacobs, who needs to try and drive her team forward as one of the key players here. There's a late challenge from Montgomery. Apologies if you heard any language you may not have wanted to hear there, but late challenge from Montgomery brought a bit of pain, I think. Again, lots of RLC support in the YouTube chat at the moment. I suppose with the AGC losing and maybe not quite performing to their ability at the moment, that's a good ball over the top. And I think, yeah, with the AGC not quite performing to their best of their abilities at the moment. Maybe it's a little bit quiet for the fans out there.
Yeah, we'll see. I just heard Chrissy say 7 minutes, so I think that half-time team talk is going to be pivotal, and you know, I want to see the AGC come out with a little bit more fire and really see what they can do against the RRC.
We've seen the defender take the kick here, so Hollyclock injury affecting a kick in potentially. Flicked on. That was again a late challenge.
Yeah.
Just a,
Is that Roxy? I think that's down.
yeah, thud to the back there, Roxy Williams. The AGC, is it now about concentrating on their attacking tactic of what they're doing? Because at the moment it feels like okay, we'll try this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do that, and there's no real focus.
No, and I just think they need to use the wings a bit more. They've gone a little bit too central, and Abby Hart, she can't do it all. So maybe, you know, get it out to the wingers, as they just tried there to Rosie, and see if they can get it to Abby.
Right, does well, really good ball. Just a last-minute deflection from Sophie Farrell, who did well, but it'll be kept alive. The AGC looking to end the first half strong. No handball according to the referee. Ball in, Montgomery should clear. Chrissy Wright's first to it. Chrissy Wright finds the cross too. The clearance, and Ashley Mills is underneath it now. A calm foot on the ball for the RLC. Just when the AGC is starting to put some pressure on. Mistake there could lead to something. Should be a throw to the AGC. Chrissy Wright underneath it.
Yeah, she's trying to do everything at the moment, isn't she? She's back in defence. She's, you know, trying to cross the ball in.
A lot of time as well. Wright's cross deflected. Neither team really getting composure on the ball at the moment. Can Hart provide it? Wide to Jacobs. Jacobs with the ball back in. It's a pretty good ball, but the run wasn't there from
I think that was Robin Hall. Yeah.
And that's where we're at in this first half. Both teams, to be fair, that final pass, final ball, just final moment, not quite.
Yeah, good idea though by Jacobs. Diagonal ball across the box. It just need those just need some pods in there to commit, and I guess have a bit of faith that that Lois has got that quality to get the ball in.
Goal kick gone flying forward, and the RLC are underneath it potentially, but once again Ali Croucher, give her the right name, Ali Croucher.
So can they send it wide? There we go, looking for Burridge.
Good ball towards Burridge.
Yeah, just a bit too close, a bit too narrow there, easy for the keeper.
Peplow cutting off the angle too.
She's played well.
Racy at number 8 in the back line, but she has done very well. That back line of the that was a bit of a thud to the face, I think, from the ball there. And
it doesn't even look like it phased her though, does it? She just got up and was like, yep, carry on.
I think that's is that Lauren Sessions, I want to say?
Yeah.
A legal rep. Well, apparently it wasn't legal. The referee's given the free kick. And the RLC are quite happily going to take their time with this one as the clock starts to tick down. Now we are in added time on our clock. I'm not quite sure if we're in added time due to the drinks break. So we'll keep on top of it as we can.
Yeah, good defended by Rooney. Yeah, great little ball.
Now Burridge.
Chrissy on the overlap looking for it, screaming for it. Chrissy Wright was, yeah, not the right one. They didn't see the run.
Yeah, it was looking towards Robin Hall, I think, who did make a smart run, but
just be aware of that overlap. You know, Chris is such a good cross with the ball. She's the person I'd want, her or Jacobs, on getting those balls into the box.
Yasmin Mills says good half RLC. Amber Turner says come on the AGC. There we go, AGC support. We love to see it. But at the moment it's quiet on the pitch as well. Chrissy Wright is talking, as you'd expect, but apart from her we're not hearing a whole lot from the ladies in blue. Confidence might be a little bit down at the moment. They need They need something before half-time to cling to, potentially. Really smart turn from Ims, but...
The good thing for the AGC, they're still well within this game. You know, it's only 1-0. There's still plenty of time for them to get back into it.
Holly Clark then, forced to keep this one. Let's see how it is affecting her, the injury. She doesn't look quite comfortable, if we're really honest, but the kick's good.
Yeah, good, great kick.
Ims trying to get underneath it. Good win. The AGC defender. And Comrade.
Yeah, good bit of pressure by Rosie Burridge.
Yeah, very, very good. Burridge looking behind. Wright's onto it. And you know what? Chrissy Wright won't give this one up.
Yeah, great pressure by Chrissy.
Peplow did well, but...
She actually got onto her own ball there, didn't she?
Yeah. Keeper came there, Holly Clark, and probably added more drama to it there than needed, but it will be a corner, I want to say.
Yeah.
Can't quite see from where we are.
I think so. I think that's why Lois has gone over.
Yep, and it looks like it's heading towards the back post. We've seen some corner tactics here.
Yeah.
So Jacobs with the right foot. Towards the back post. It's right onto the keeper who's tapped to tip it over. Jacobs didn't mean it, I will say that much. There was a hand of apology, but
I've seen them go in a few times though, so yeah, well done to the keeper.
Holly Clark did well. She's had a good half as well. And at the moment, her clean sheet is intact. Chance maybe from the other corner though.
In swinger now. It's
quite two-footed though, Lois Jacobs.
yeah, yeah.
I had in my head she was left-footed, but clearly she's going to swing it in with the right foot here. In swinging, as you said.
Great ball, great ball, it's in!
It's in! Back of the net. The referee says the goal will count. The goal will count. Yep. And I believe it is Lauren Sessions, number 6 underneath it.
Yeah, fantastic ball by Jacobs in. Hope is that, it's not the keeper down, is it?
No, it's not the keeper down. There is an RLC defender down. The referee was quick to get some attention over there, but we are level, and we said the AGC needs something before half time. They've got it. The corner in from Jacobs was right under the keeper. The keeper was right under it, the better way to say it, and Holly Clark couldn't get anything on it, and it led to, I'm not sure it was Sessions actually. We're trying to double check who it was. It was a melee in the penalty area, but goal scorer doesn't really matter. The AGC are level. That's what matters to them. Right on the stroke of half time, and now the second half is set up to go any which way.
Yeah, if I was the RLC manager, I'd be saying don't give away any cheap corners.
I think there was a head collision in the middle of that, which is why there's been a stoppage. I know. You can see that Courtney Forrest Blake has, well, some treatment. I'm told in my ear we believe it might be number 5 who got the goal, which would be Courtney Forrest Blake, hence why she's maybe had a head collision. So a very brave header. Looking at that replay, it looks like it might be. It is the player that went down. That is Courtney Forrest Blake. So you be brave, you get your rewards, and the AGC are level because of it.
Game on. Can't be long left till half time.
Charlie Maxwell says yes, AGC, well done.
Is that Charlie Maxwell, famous rugby Charlie Maxwell?
It's a name I recognise, so it
Let's
might
have a look
be.
at the picture.
There is a logo on the picture, so who knows. But if you are that Charlie Maxwell, please let us know. Lisa Ward says Lauren loves the corner. Come on, the AGC.
Yeah, Wardy, another big player missing for the AGC. Really quality in the centre mid, been within the Army setup as well, so yeah, big miss.
We are back underway, and Courtney Forrest Blake comes straight back on.
Steady, steady,
and there is the half-time whistle then, and it was right at the end of the first half that AGC pulled back into the game. A very, very brave header from Courtney Forrest Blake gets the reward, after Jodie Imms opened the scoring with a piece of class. 2 goals, very classy goals in 2 different ways. Brave for the header, a brilliant finish for the RLC, and at half time it is all to play for. In 45 minutes or plus, I believe, we will have a winner between this one. But stay with us, we're going to have a look at some other things that are happening right now around the Forces sporting world.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Chislett, and this is In Case You Missed It. Modern pentathlete Cirencester Bryson has won 2 gold medals at the World Cup event in Bulgaria. The second lieutenant's first gold came in the women's individual final, her first ever World Cup medal. Her second gold came in the mixed relay, where she competed alongside Team GB teammate Charlie Brown. Royal Air Force and England rugby star Amy Cockayne is on the move. Flight Lieutenant Cockayne will leave Harlequins at the end of the season to join Premier 15's newcomers, Leicester Tigers. She joined Harlequins women in 2019 from Wasps and scored twice in Quins Premier 15's final win against Saracens in 2021. Cockayne's soon-to-be former teammate and fellow RAF colleague Sarah Bonner is staying put. The flying officer has signed a new multi-year contract with Harlequins women. The Scotland international didn't play for the RAF in the recent Inter-Services Championships because of injury. Kat Matthews admits she asked too much of her body by competing in the Triathlon World Long Distance Championships in Ibiza. The Army captain didn't finish the race in Spain, which came just 2 weeks after a big win at Ironman Texas. In an Instagram post, she says her body needs a break from competition following her comeback from an horrific training crash 6 months ago.
Hello and welcome to Forces Sport.
You've been doing all right with the tries, haven't you, last couple of seasons?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Amy Cockayne, as always, a real pleasure.
As a lovely big jump there from Chadwick. Elise Gallagher there in for the first score, so it's a really good chance to get all 14 of you out there on the court.
Absolutely, different combinations as well, which is nice.
Yep, she's got 2 Nia Jones in goal shoots, and on second attempt she gets one in. Lovely. It's just so smooth. Bateson again. But she misses that time, but she's been fouled. So, free shot for Basin. Yep.
Lovely shot, bringing it even.
Noelle there to Frey, to Bateson. She won't go for the long shot, she'll, pass that off. Ooh, around the rim, but in. Lovely from Gallagher, lovely shot there. Nat Karkoska there.
Oh, lovely play.
Yeah. Faye, who hasn't done a lot for a couple of minutes, gets the perfect pass. Well done, Bateson. That's 23-15 to the military side. I don't think there's been an injury. Bateson, lovely there with the long range shot.
Lovely shooting.
When you've got a penalty, that's going to happen. Well done, Shima Wright. So, first successful one on the board there, 32-17.
Lovely play.
Ooh, that was a spin, that one from Gallagher. 32-19, the military side still in front. Debo Coro though there, and Lizzie in the shooting circle, and it's another one for UCAF. We all like to take an extra foot or so, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah. So that was really
passes.
good, that 1-2 between Lizzie and Dee there. When Lizzie releases the ball to Dee, it's split second. Nice ball, lovely ball.
How much do you practice that centre pass as Dee gets another good goal in there for UCAF? And get the balls in, lovely there from Lauren Pawson, yeah. Let's go back to Bateson, and she'll try from mid-range. Oh, lovely. Bit top spin on that. Beautiful, yeah. So, 70 goals then for UCAF. That's an important milestone for them to reach. Holly Jenkins and Lauren Paulson in the shooting circle. Bateson, uncharacteristic miss there, but she was being put under some pressure.
She was on one leg as well, I noticed. Ready for the
crucial
pass. And there we have it.
Oh, that is it. It is 81 to the UK Armed Forces women to 65 to Wales under 21.
12 Regiment Royal Artillery have made this tournament their own over the past decade. The Thorney Island outfit, known as the Stormers, raced into an early lead against their one Royal Welsh rivals. Fly-half Davis went aerial with his crossfield kick, and the ball bounced kindly into the clutches of Reed for the opening try of the contest. Minutes later, they were on the attack once more, pummelling their opponent's line, probing for a way through. Eventually, cracks began to appear, and now Livu dived in for a converted try as the lead stretched 12 points to 0. The one-way traffic continued as the Stormers kept piling the pressure on their fellow finalists. Neat interpassing between the backs put Carroll clean through, and the fullback held his line before slipping the ball to the supporting Vakasisi Kakala to dot down in the corner, much to the delight of the artillerymen's travelling support. 12 Regiment completed a dominant first-half display as they crashed in for a fourth try. Their pack turned on the power from a line-out to rumble their way over the line. Number 8 Chave was the scorer of this converted effort as the Stormers went to the break 24-0 in front. One Royal Welsh no doubt received a stern talking to at half-time, and the Tidworth-based team were fired up for the second half. A darting run deep into opposition territory by scrum half Edwards provided the Welsh Warriors with a platform to launch subsequent attacks. Eventually, they worked their way to the line as Disney dived over for a converted try. A second try quickly followed. This time, fly half Waka Lawaya stabbed his kick ahead, where Rokotui Wakaya won the foot race to the ball for an unconverted try. Any hopes of a Royal Welsh comeback were put to bed as the Stormers muscled in for a fifth try. The tried and tested catch and drive from a line-out saw hooker Pete Austin, fresh from Army-Navy duty, add his name to the score sheet with the last try of the match. A fifth Premiership title for the Stormers in the last 10 years confirms their status as the dominant team in Army rugby.
After a 30-year career in the Royal Engineers, both full-time and as a reservist, where he reached the rank of Staff Sergeant and with rugby in his blood, Jamie Doig is now the man in charge of turning out the Leicester Tigers players week in, week out.
I was unlucky enough to get injured quite early on in my career, or in my sporting career, with the Royal Engineers Rugby League. And a doctor then turned around and said, well, why don't you go into management, stay within the sporting environment. It was something that I'd never thought of, probably never even dreamed of, but it's taken me back to being in that sporting environment and definitely keeping involved with good friends that you've joined the Army with.
Looking after players' kit comes down to his close connections with Andy Sanger, who was the Army's head coach.
Darren Percy, who was the kit man at the time, had got a liaison role with Uruguay during the Rugby World Cup during the England campaign, which left a void in the Army setup for IDRC 2015. Lucky enough, Andy had asked me to come on board.
Has it been sort of almost like a seamless transition, you know, moving from the military side of what you do to this level at the very height of English rugby?
I think you look at the military ethos and, you know, the hard work, the commitment, the trust, the loyalty, you know, it all has that role, whether you're in the military or whether you come into the sporting environment as I have, or into any walk of life. You know, you've got to be trusted, you've got to be loyal to the people that you're with, and you know, there's a certain amount of you just get on and do it.
Tigers meet Quins at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road for the last league game of the season. A chance for a quick meeting of friends and rivals.
We have our monthly catch-up. He's, you know, as Andy always is, you know, he's straight down the line, you know, and somebody that I respect really, really well. You know, he mentored me, he gave me my opportunity at Harlequins while I was doing resettlement. So, you know, I spent 6 months with Harlequins before I came up to Leicester and worked with the academy. So, you know, it's... yeah, there'll be some rivalries, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a game. We'll shake hands at the end, and then we'll wait until next season to review that rivalry. My thanks go out to you know, more to the people that have supported me through my Army career, and more importantly, the ones that have followed me after life in the civil sector. You know. There's been boys that have covered me while I've been on Army camps and tours. You know, they're the ones that have enabled me to be able to do what I'm doing today.
Well, that's the Woolwich Cup final coming later this evening as the players make their way out in the Edwards Cup final for the second half, and we are very, very much poised for a good second half. I'm touching wood. It should be decent. It's 1-1. Both teams have got to go for it here, the AGC and the RLC, and we are... Either way, by the end of this, we're going to have a cup winner. For the AGC, they'll be hoping it's 3 times on the bounce. For the RLC, they'll be hoping it's the first time since 2018. And it's been a very good first half for the RLC. The AGC probably haven't been at their best, but striking late with a very, very brave header from Courtney Forrest-Blake means they might just get the momentum going into the second half. We're live on YouTube, on the Forces News YouTube and on Facebook, so make sure you guys are commenting. We've seen lots of RLC support during the break too. From, well, as I say, a lot of people come on the RLCs, all I'm seeing at the minute. And Callum McIver says, good luck to my friend Holly Clark, come on RLC. Well, Clark's had a good game, unfortunately beaten right at the end of the first half. She did take a knock as well during that first half, so she's bravely soldiering on, and we are just about to be ready for the second half. My co-commentator Kempe is not quite back yet. She's probably been waylaid due to all the amount of people that know her at these events is startling, so she will be back very shortly as we get ready to kick off in the second half. Bethany Mulvaney says, come on the AGC, you've got this, ladies. Well, let's see what they can do. It's the RLC to kick us back off. Jodie Imms, who opened the scoring with a really well taken left-footed goal. "45 minutes away from glory or disappointment." That's what cup finals can bring. RLC then get us underway in their red strip, kicking from left to right, as you'll see in the second half, and that's a ball over the top towards Montgomery. Chance for her maybe to get a ball in. Ims is in the penalty area if she can. Montgomery looks towards the near post. Keeper does well though. Lucia Turner, the Army #1, I believe, or at least in the Army squad for the inter-services. The kick wasn't the best though. Montgomery had a chance. I'm not sure if it was a cross or a shot, if I'm honest. Not the most composed finish, but a let off for Lucia Turner. Now the AGC, who have got to change something in this second half. While they did get the equaliser, they couldn't quite put in the performance they wanted. That's not a great clearance either from Turner, and a chance maybe for Montgomery. It's still alive for the RLC, and Williams, and that's the second goal for the RLC. Roxy Williams, an Army player in the inter-services squad earlier this year. Well, she's come up with a goal there, and Lucia Turner and the AGC defence will not be very pleased with the start that they've made to this second half. Another early goal for the RLC, and it's 2-1. Roxy Williams, it's a really good finish as well, it should be said. While the keeper and the defence have put themselves into a bit of a bother at the back, let's say, Roxy Williams' finish is top quality. We're expecting some treatment here coming right across the pitch because Turner is still down. Well, that is not the start that AGC were looking for. It definitely was the start that RLC were looking for. A very good finish from Roxy Williams. We have a co-commentator who's run. We have some subs actually. Have just been pointed out. We have some subs for the AGC. Rosie Burridge has come off. Emily Appleyard has replaced her, and Robin Hall has also come off. Georgie Smith come on. So we were looking for attacking changes for the AGC. They've given them, but they've not got what they wanted. It's 2-1 to the RLC. Welcome back, MP.
Apologies.
That's all right.
Yeah, Roxy Williams.
Roxy Williams, what a finish as well. Mess at the back for the AGC. Lucia Turner still taking some treatment, so we'll show that goal again, shall we? And what a goal it was from Roxy Williams. And the finish, by the way, outside of the boot, it's the bit of composure that's needed. Yes, now defensively it's not great, but this finish from Roxy Williams is a bit of class. Over the defender, 2-1. Whatever Chrissy Wright said at half-time for the AGC has gone out the window again.
Yeah, I can just see her with her head in her hands at the minute. Just that would be the last thing she wanted to happen. And we were just having a chat in there with some of the Army staff, just thinking this could be the turnaround for the AGC, the confidence that they need. But you can see Chrissy G'ing them up. You know, great finish by Roxy. RLC just so good at starting quick, aren't they?
Well, they are, and a lot of pressure on the defence. It was a mess back there, yeah. We will say. Lucia Turner and her defence didn't quite make the best of what they had. Holly Keating on Facebook says, yes, Roxy, great finish, mate. Shannon Bramham says, come on the RLC, go on Chelsea T, which I believe is talking about Chelsea Taylor, number 3.
Yeah, Holly Keating, our artillery player, our Army watching in.
Well, we're back underway then after a lengthy injury break, and the AGC are behind again. The RLC starting brightly for the second time in the game.
The only positive, Kyle, is that it's just so early into the second half, so...
I believe Chrissy Wright's gone up front, by the way.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I think they just want her attacking threat. They've had a few chances and not been able to do much with it.
Great ball in from Wright, the header. The benefits of being player manager, by the way.
Go where you want, do what you want.
Well, they have made changes, as we said. Rosie Burridge isn't on the field anymore, and Robin Hall has also come off. So 2 big attacking players. Burridge as well. I'm not sure if there's an injury, but someone like Rosie Burridge coming off is a statement substitute in that half-time period, really.
Yeah, I just think Chrissy offers that composure, and I think they want to see more balls getting into the box. And I think Rosie, great player, but I think Chrissy's just got that, is a bit better at getting those crosses in.
Montgomery with the throw then. Strong tackle from Jacobs, but it will be a AGC throw.
Sorry.
The ball right by our commentary desk. Unfortunately, we can't get it for them because we're all wired up. Throw towards Chrissy Wright. Going to win the header. Strong challenge in there from Charlene Rooney, the captain. Chrissy Wright as well.
Yeah, high foot there.
High foot from Demi Allen. Wright took it right in the chest, I think.
Good position though for a free kick.
Katie Ireland says, come on the AGC. Von Peplo says, come on the RLC. Nice one, the RLC. You can do it. And from this free kick now, well, Jacobs has shown her set-piece potential. It was her assist for the header from Courtney Forrest-Blake at the end of the first half that brought AGC level. Can they do it again? Forrest-Blake is back in there, so she'll be one that they'll be targeting.
Yeah.
Jacobs' delivery. Quite comfortable in the end. I think he got caught up in the wind. Lucia Turner's come for it. Confidence not there with her kicking right now.
I think, yeah, just Laura's just saying, look, pick it up. Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure.
Throw in from Allen. Looking towards him. Good header from Colleen Rooney. And I had a big shout of Rooney's there, which felt like I was back playing football as a 9-year-old. There's the shout again, and it is cleared. Can Allen keep this in? She can. Really nice turn from Lauren Druitt. The ball over the top, headed away by Forrest-Blake. Jacobs looking to make something of it.
Yeah, offside. Chrissy knew she was off there.
It has been pulled back for that offside decision. I'm not.
She knew straight away.
I mean, Jacobs is quite unhappy there that it's been pulled back because, admittedly, Chrissy Wright wasn't really involved in the play.
No.
Allen then over the free kick and the RLC. Once again, the more controlled and the more comfortable on the ball at the moment. Ims is pointing behind the back line. She said where she wants it. Allen's looked towards Ims, headed away. And everything is dropping to a red shirt at the moment, but that hasn't. Chance for Hart into Chrissy Wright then, the player manager looking to drive AGC back into this game. Driving into the penalty area and winning a corner. Great defending from Sophie Farrell, but that's what Chrissy Wright can offer with all of her experience. You have been told not to mention her age, but with all of her experience, that's what she brings to the table.
She will kill me for saying this, and yeah, obviously she is one of the oldest players on this earth, but she is such a good player. I'd love to see Chrissy get a goal today.
I'm not sure the on this earth was needed there. Corner kick in then, Jacobs over it. They've scored from one. That's a good ball in too. Cleared away at the near post, and now Bancroft might be able to break for the RLC. On it again, Bancroft.
Oh, good skill.
Great dribbling skill, and she wins a free kick. CR7 would have been proud of that one. Yeah, I'm not sure the on this earth was needed there. You definitely will get a message for that later.
We're good friends, she'll forgive me. We're sharing rooms in Australia on the Australia tour, so it'd be fine.
Free kick then for the RLC. Maybe they can find one towards the penalty area. It's going to be Siobhan Peplow, I think, over the set piece. Montgomery and Ims are the targets, you believe. Roxy Williams also hanging around in there.
Oh, lovely ball.
Towards Williams, it's over everyone, but maybe Montgomery can keep this in. It's a great run from Montgomery. She has kept it in. Really great play from the Scot. Williams' ball in. Ims threw herself at it, but it was cleared. And Jacobs looking to complete those clearances. Chance for the RLC then, who are starting to really control the game, control the tempo. They're 2-1 up, they look comfortable, they look confident.
Oh, great little pattern of play there.
Montgomery, can she find a good ball? It's not bad. The keeper's come and not really got anywhere near it. Lucia
Lucky.
Turner, fortunately, it landed right at her feet.
Yeah, great play by the RLC, great link-up play. You can see they just start to string, you know, some real good little passes together now, and yeah, they definitely look on top at the minute.
Turner's kick kept in well. A chance now for Georgia Smith, the substitute, who's come on in the right back position to replace, well, I'm assuming she's replacing Robin Hall to allow Chrissy Wright to go up front. That's poor though from Forrest Blake, and a chance for 3.
Oh.
It's been poked wide, and just for a second,
Yeah.
I think we both thought
Yeah.
that might have been given as a penalty. The referee didn't give it, and I think he probably made the right call too, because he was a little bit further away from a goal scoring opportunity.
Just looking a bit vulnerable at the back. See, that's the thing when you take Chrissy out of the back.
Well, the second goal for the RLC has to be considered a gift, and AGC will not want any more of those. Right, looking to set it, but it's well defended by Sophie Farrell. Montgomery couldn't keep this in. Sorry, Lauren Druitt couldn't keep this in, sorry. Approaching the hour mark in the game, and so far it's hard to call. AGC have got that talent going forward, but the RLC just look a little bit more comfortable with the environment, which, considering AGC were in the last 2 finals, is not something I thought I'd say today. That's a ball down the line for Ims Jason with her pace. She is definitely going to get there. Can teammates come into the penalty area for her? She sat the defender down, Ims. She had options, didn't choose to use them. Montgomery now, can she find a cross? And, well, the goal scorer, Forrest Blake, while she was sat down, she got back up to clear it. Not sure why Ims didn't look for the box there.
No, great play though. Obviously, really putting on the pressure now. Just need a bit more composure from AGC at the back. They just seem to be just swiping at the ball.
Throw in towards the penalty area, and Williams has spun really nicely. Can she keep it in? She can, right across the face of the goal. The skied clearance will not be a back pass, and can potentially lead to AGC trying to come forward, but once again it's a red shirt underneath it. Great tackle from Wright. Maria Wood on Facebook is still laughing at your on this earth comments. Freya Buckthorpe says, well done, come on Tracy, which is obviously a reference to Tracy Montgomery. I'm assuming they're watching from up there in Scotland. Substitute then for the RLC. Is there a substitute? Yes, there is. Roxy Williams comes off. We're just trying to figure out who has come on. I believe it's number 12, which would be Tony Anholm.
Oh, we were expecting to see her.
Yeah, we were very surprised she didn't start.
Yeah.
She is someone who's considered a real promising player for the British Army going forward. She was involved in the inter-services squad. I don't think she had a featured role this year, but going forward you'd expect she will. Well, she's off the bench now in the cup final. What can she do for her team, for her core? Chance then for Lucia Turner to clear her lines. Her kick-in hasn't probably been as smart as she'd have liked it to be, but here's Jacobs running into trouble. RLC clear their lines. Montgomery couldn't get a head on it. She'll chase it down. Rachel Cook lets it go. It will be a throw. The options not quite there for the RLC though. They keep it alive. And once again, Jacobs is that calming bit of possession on the ball for them. The ball forward towards Hart is cut out. And here's the RLC coming forward again. Ims cleared by Charlene Rooney. The game has gone back into that pattern, I think, where Neither side want to give anything. They don't want to give one tiny mistake in a cup final. So when you get the ball, rather than taking your time with it and playing how you want to play, a bit nerves maybe. And
it's a little bit rushed, isn't it? It's like it's a hot potato at some points. Just this next goal is going to be pivotal. Are RLC going to, kill the game?
Ball wide, wasn't kept in, unfortunately, from Lauren Jewett. Well, the RLC, 28 minutes or so to hang on. Bit early to thinking hang on. The RLC have probably looked the more threatening of the two teams as well. But here's the AGC.
Great ball.
A very smart ball. A really high line from the RLC, but they defended it well. Peploe did well. Again.
Keep her strong as well.
Knocked forward, and now Imms with space to turn and find the ball towards Bethany Bancroft, who will keep this in. Bethany Bancroft, really smart skill. It's come off the corner flag pole. Bancroft was forced to the floor, but the referee says no foul.
Yeah, Smith done really, really well there. She's the Army backup goalkeeper, by the way, just for reference, but she's playing right back now for the AGC.
Right, well.
Number 14, Georgia Smith.
Substitute. Really smart play by Croucher, I think it is.
Need to watch the offsides, the AGC.
The RLC have suddenly played a really high line. I feel like for the first hour or so of this game, they were quite deep at times. They've stepped it up. They've got to be careful they don't get caught by it. The sun has disappeared for our commentary position. I mean, this wind is quite... Notice you put a jumper on.
I'm a bit cold. I'm a bit jealous of those sat in the sun over there.
Throw in, bounced around in the penalty area, and Chrissy Wright's gone for it there. Well, there's netting behind the goal.
By the looks of it, she's got a corner.
Took a deflection.
And this is where the AGC have been most dangerous.
It's where they got their goal. Courtney Forrest Blake, brave header. So what can Jacobs provide again? Number 11, the Army and UCAF player who's playing a final game today for the AGC. So she's got 20 odd minutes to force a successful final day. Jacobs' corner. Lofted in there. Keeper's come again. It's bouncing around, and it somehow was cleared by the red shirts. That wasn't the best clearance either. It's bouncing around, but Jacobs is, well, she's everywhere, Louise Jacobs. She wins a throw. Yeah, final game for the AGC today. She's been a stalwart, as you've said, but maybe this time next year she might be in the final with the Royal Signals.
Yep, stranger things have happened, but no, I'm only joking. I mean, she's going to be, what a great addition to the Signals team, Lois Jacobs.
Chance here for Hart, maybe she found a way to. What a slide tackle that is from the goalkeeper, by the way.
Yeah, the keeper did fantastically well there. Hart, she needs to get her head into this, because another opportunity.
She stayed down, but the referees were playing on, and the ball over the top.
Yeah, she looks in a bit of pain, doesn't she?
She did really well to muscle her way through, and I can see what she's trying to do, taking it around the keeper, but you've got to give Holly Clark credit, by the way. That is, we're talking about she's the only goalkeeper. She could play centre-back.
Yeah, she's got confidence, isn't she? To be honest, I wouldn't want her charging at me.
Stephanie Carrick says, come on the AGC. Great commentary from Kempe.
Hey, cheers, Steph.
Watching from Scotland, wishing I was there playing. Abby Hart just getting to her feet. She has been the danger for the AGC. A couple of great opportunities have come her way.
Yeah, just see, she was just trying to knock it past the keeper, wasn't she? But keeper was having none of it. But yeah, back to Lois Jacobs joining the Signals. I think Lois, that would be such a good addition for the Royal Signals team.
Well, they're not in the final this year, but next year, with someone like Jacobs in their team.
We tried to get her in the Remy, not going to lie. We tried to poach her, but the Signals got there first, so...
Well, you won't mind me saying, I'm kind of glad that Remy aren't in the final this year, because it means you couldn't have done commentary.
There we
if you were in
go.
the final.
Yeah.
Freya Buckthorpe says, come on the RLC, watching from school. The whole class, or? Ball forward, headed away. Wright continues the pressure. Issues again, Chrissy Wright. Jacobs wanted it down the line, but the control wasn't there from
Rachel Cook.
Rachel Cook. She stayed down.
Yeah, she just picked up a little knock there.
Maybe the players are due a drinks break, and this is why we keep having so many injuries. Some more treatment then for Rachel Cook. As I say, keep your comments coming. Freya Buckthorpe says, not the whole class because the teacher isn't here, so I got the lights and door closed and off.
This is so random.
It's like a cinema. I always knew I'd be on the big screen one day. Alison McLeod says, come on RLC. A lot of YouTube chatter, which is good to see, and I hope you guys are going to come back again for another big Army Cup final this evening, where the RLC so far could be on for a double. The men's team are in action in the Woolwich Cup final later when they take on the Royal Signals.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few posts from Sean Woolley from the RLC. Very excited about that.
Sean Woolley is always very excited, I think.
Bit of a character, isn't he, eh?
Yeah.
He loves a yellow card.
Yeah, he has joined us on commentary before, and I'm sure he'll be back again. I think Rachel Cook is okay to continue. There is just this nervousness to the pitch at the moment. I suppose the RLC will be quite nervous that 2-1 isn't a safe lead.
No, well, they had 10 minutes to go a couple of weeks ago, and they conceded 2, so they will definitely know they're not in the safe
Giving away
place
to
yet.
Croucher. That's not safe, definitely. Chrissy Wright now. Bancroft as well. The RLC then en route potentially to their first Edwards Cup win in 5 years. Now, of course, there was a pandemic in the midst of that, but this has definitely been the AGC's trophy. They will not give this up without a fight. Allen sends it down the line, looking for Imms to chase, and she will chase.
Yeah.
Cooked as well.
Yeah, Cookie did well.
Freya Buckthorpe says, can you say well done to Tracy on behalf of her teammates from Sutherland Women's Football Club?
Yeah, big shout out to Rob Lord, aka Lordy. Big Recce Mech from the Remy. Says he's loving the game and the commentary. Thank you, Lordy.
Well, there we are in time for our second drinks break of the game, so we are going to try and pause the clock this time.
I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere this time. No coffees? No?
No more brews.
You did well running back across with that coffee, by the
See how
way.
fast I was moving?
Well, I mean, this is important, these drinks breaks on a hot day like this. Keep the fluid going, or else you end up with a slow game. And at the moment, while the nerves are there, hopefully a drinks break gives them a little bit of impetus going into this final period of the game. The AGC, this is their final chance really to get some messages on. As I say, I know Christy Wright's on the pitch, but coaching staff play a big part in it.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, he's just getting them over as quick as you can. He's obviously got a lot of information that they want to get to the players, and they'll just be saying, you're still well within this. Doesn't take long to score one goal, does it? So then they're straight back into it.
And they proved that in the first half. A goal from a corner, really brave header, as we said. But if you're the RLC now, is it for the coaches? It must be about keeping their head in the game. It's very easy to start thinking, right, defend.
Yeah, I think they need to just keep doing what they're doing. Don't just sit back and hope that you're going to win 2-1. Just try push on, try get another goal, because all it'll take is a corner for the AGC. It could potentially just make it 2-2.
Abigail Winnett says, keep at it, girls, come on the AGC. Jose Rafael Zepeda Garza, that is a name, says, cheers from Ontario, Canada. We've got people from across the world watching.
Yep.
on the Forces News YouTube channel and on Facebook too.
Is that someone from Cyprus as well? He's watching the
game while he's working. Always good to see. Let us know where you're watching from, and do stick around, as we say, later on this evening for the men's final, the men's equivalent of this one, at the home of Sutton United. And we are about to get going again. The players look like they've given everything, actually, and this is the end of a very long season for them as well.
Yeah,
So,
and they only had to get, they had a lot of some of these girls play on a Sunday as well. So I know they've been training all week, and we still got the end of season tournament to play. So still a couple of games left.
but this is a big one. This is probably the big one for the core. And the AGC will get us back underway with the throw from Cook. 15 20 minute shootout then for the Edwards Cup. The RLC have the upper hand, a 2-1 lead. Let's see how this one will play out. Strong challenge in there.
Yeah, by Tony.
Tony Arnholm. I wasn't sure if there's potentially a handball there right in front of us, but must have come off her shoulder. Jacobs now switching the play, the really smart play. That's what she can bring. The first touch though wasn't great. Now can Montgomery break? Yes, she can. Breaking forward past Cook. Montgomery defended by number 20. A substitute has come on in that break, I believe. Kate Hampson for the AGC at centre back. The RLC then looking for a third goal that looks to me, if they get this third goal, it might just kill the tie off. Mills goes for goal.
That's a neutral. I'd like a bit of extra time and penalties if it's going to extra time.
I'm not sure what we've had confirmed, whether it goes to extra time or straight to penalty. I think it might be straight to penalties if the AGC can find a leveler here in this final period of the game. Not sure with the sunshine the players can do another 30 minutes. Considering the AGC are 2-1 down with, as we say 20 minutes to go, taking their time over the goal kicks. Just needs something to pick the pace up for them. At the moment, the RLC will be quite comfortable, as Bethany Bancroft's just done there. Let it go.
Yeah, just waste of time. Just needs to be a little bit more urgency, doesn't there, from the AGC?
So this is their history to make. This is their trio of titles that they're looking for.
And what a way for Lois Jacobs to, go out with a bang.
Well, Bancroft has done well here though, and it's pulled back. Really good defending though. Slide tackle could keep it alive. Arnholm hits it, deflected, and it will go for a corner. We've seen what the AGC can do from set pieces. Let's see what the team in red have got. I think it'll be Bancroft to take the corner, in swinging with the right foot you'd expect. Chelsea Taylor comes forward. Lauren Druitt comes forward. Not as many players forward as we saw in the first half. There's a lead to defend, remember. Bancroft then delivers. Powerful,
but into the side net.
Yeah. Great shot.
Yeah.
Be wasteful though, and I'm sure the RLC coach and staff aren't particularly pleased with that. To our left, to our right, sorry.
To our right, yeah.
Casey Aston says come on the RLC, so again much more RLC support than AGC support, although I will say when AGC equalised we did see a few.
I think it's because the AGC, they're grafters, so they're all still working, aren't they?
They're all still working. That's
RLC One Sports afternoon.
Well, if you are watching on repeat, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, and the players themselves do, I believe, when they can go back and watch it on the Forces News YouTube, you can still leave a comment down below. We'll read it somewhere. Well, the AGC have made their attacking changes. They've they've thrown everything they can throw at it now. It's down to the players on the pitch. It's down to that bit of urgency, that bit of composure, that control, that bit of talent to rise through.
Yeah, you can see they put Lois at top with Chrissy, so, you know, yes, they've taken the hit defensively with those two players.
Montgomery's hit it, by the way.
But you can tell the AGC's, you know, their intent is just to get it to Jacobs and Wright to try and just get that equaliser.
Yeah, it's all changed for the ladies in blue in the second half. That's smart play as well. Keeping control of the ball, that's better. That's more of what they were looking to do at the start of the first half, where they gave it away. Montgomery keep it in. She's not going to get there. Cook does.
Oh, great ball by Cook.
Great ball down the line for Emily Appleyard.
Fantastic ball on the outside of her foot.
Appleyard inside onto the right foot, looking for an option. Appleyard's crossed it towards Chrissy Wright, the player manager.
Just looking for Smith.
It's Peplow who was on her toes again. I feel like that's a battle we've seen a few times.
Yeah, Peplow's done really, really well today. Really strong.
Rebecca Davies says Chrissy Wright will hit a banger. Hashtag RLC. I see. Sophie Abrahams, go on the RLC, watching from Scotland. Supporting my sister, who is Gemma Abrahams, on the RLC bench at the moment, I believe. I don't think she has come on. I haven't seen a 17 yet. Here's the captain for the Royal Logistic Corps, Ashley Mills. Keeps control of it too. He tries to recycle. Demi Allen.
Oh, great play by Jacobs.
Really put under pressure from Lois Jacobs, who's come away with it. Got Chrissy Wright with her. Jacobs to the byline. Finds the cross.
Oh, great ball.
And it's a chance for Chrissy Wright, who just got stuck underneath it, I think.
Yeah, just unable to convert. Like, what a fantastic ball that was. Of all the people you want that to land to as well.
Big chance, gone. Big half chance, I suppose, best way to say it. Gone. Ashley Mills now looking to take advantage of the other end for the RLC. They want offside against Bancroft. The the linesman's flag is down though. That's not happening, and Bancroft has beaten the player, and the flag has now gone up. We're going to play on though. Referee hasn't seen it. Kept in by Georgia Smith. Not quite sure what the flag was for, apart from the offside, but it's a very late flag. It's like we're in the Premier League. Here's Cook.
Again, another great ball by Cook.
Here's Chrissy Wright. This is the chance they've needed. The player manager round the
she's
keeper.
Done it. Oh,
and
yeah, she's done it.
Too,
what a goal.
Drag AGC back into this cup final.
Great ball by Cook. What a fantastic through ball. And who do you want on the end of it? Chrissy Wright.
A really, really composed finish from the most experienced player on the pitch, as you'd expect. And I will just point out that the link-up play there between the two players that started at left back and right back to drag the AGC back into it, 2-2. We're going to have to find out now what happens if it's extra time or penalties, I think.
I'll find out. I'll send a text.
Freya Buckthorpe says, we got Tracy Monty, number 10, come on the RLC. Helen says, keep going, Ims, you got this, love all the Hamilton family up north. Rebecca Davies says, told you, come on the legend.
Yeah, Becky knows. Becca's played for AGC for years, so she knows exactly what Chris is capable of.
And at 2-2, well,
they've rolled the dice, haven't they, by putting Lois and Chrissy up top, and it's paid off.
A really great ball from Rachel Cook with that.
She's done a couple of them this half.
When you're the holders of a competition like this, you don't go down without a fight. And that's what the AGC have provided. And at 2-2, it is all to play for again. Freya Buckthorpe says, RLC, you got this, keep driving on. Katie Ireland, yes, AGC back in the game, back in the trophy hunt. Caught at the back though there from Kim Noonan, was nearly caught, but you can see that AGC probably have a more variety of squad than the RLC. There are a lot more substitutes for the ladies in blue. That's a ball over the top towards Appleyard. Heads it on. Wright is just milling around, waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, so I've just been told it is definitely going to extra time and penalties.
There we go then. 30 more minutes of this, why not?
Do I get paid overtime for this?
Lisa Ward says, what a ball by Cookie, and of course Chrissy scores in another final.
She is the GOAT of football, of women's football in the Army. Creates a full-time legend.
On the planet.
Yeah, she's old but great.
Right, corner then. Chance maybe for the AGC to complete this turnaround. It's going to be Jacobs, right-footed. They've scored from this position already. Bit of a delay. I think the referee just sorting about shenanigans in the penalty area, but Jacobs now with a chance to whip this in towards the back post.
Oh!
And it's bounced around the referee.
Oh, I thought that was going in.
Had a call to make. Chrissy Wright wanted a penalty from a push, but it wasn't given, and in the end the ball ends up in the hands of Holly Clark. Becca Davis says no overtime, Kempe, you love it. She's not wrong.
Anything to get out of work, Becky.
Good kick. And the RLC now, who have been very, very good today, the RLC, it must be said.
Yeah.
Twice led. I'll be very disappointed to have given that up twice, but they know they can score goals, and they've still got some time to do it. They have made a change up front, by the way, which we'll get to in just a second. Here is Chrissy Wright. Chrissy Wright breaking past two.
Oh, here we go.
Get another corner. Yeah, there's change for RLC. I believe Jodie Imms has come off. Sorry, no, Jodie Imms is still on the pitch. Just double checking all the players I can see. I think it might be Tracy Montgomery has come off, and we do see Arava Massa has come onto the field, number 14. Maybe a goal-winning cameo, maybe. But let's see what the AGC can do from yet another corner. Jacobs. Lofted towards the near post, flicked on. Again, it bounces around.
Just needs that little touch, doesn't it? Just the ball's getting in the right areas. Just needs a little flick from a player to tow it in.
Helen Lee says, "Get in, Chris. Come on, the AGC." Alexander Rigby says, "Come on, the AGC." See, we knew they were there. They just needed the goal to be brought out.
Alex Rigby was the previous AGC manager as well.
As Croucher bringing it under control. Good challenge from Mills. And the AGC will try and push forward. They've looked better since the goal, I will say that much. They've looked a bit more confidence. Another stoppage here as Holly Clark is down on the floor now. She did take a big whack in the first half. Hasn't looked necessarily comfortable since then. She's down again, and with the prospect of 30 more minutes, the RLC need their only goalkeeper.
Yeah, that would be a big loss for them if she has to go off.
Let's see what they can do. Another chance to get more fluids for both teams. The RLC pulling each other together, saying, well, they're having a referendum, I think, in the middle of the pitch of what exactly they can do now. They've led twice, they've let it slip twice, and you mentioned that last week in the league fixtures they were letting leads slip. They've done it again, but now they need to find the drive and the determination to get back into a winning position, potentially. They have the players to do it. We've seen the attacking talent. Montgomery is still on the field, by the way. I can see number 10. So maybe they've thrown the dice when the equaliser came. Just trying to make sure that Holly Clark will be okay to go. She is back on her feet. Be sore in the morning, but it'll be worth it if the RLC can push back in towards the lead or further, because we're talking extra time. Goalkeepers might be needed past that. While we've got a quiet moment, let's give credit to the officiating team. Had a pretty good game. 80 minutes in so far. They've got all the big decisions right.
Yeah, they've done well. They always get criticised, don't they? You know, but like I said, they got some great officials here today, and I think Gazdan in the middle has got everything spot on so far.
Back underway then, and AGC with a double throw. Good ball from Chrissy Wright towards Jacobs, who kind of ducks under it but gets through, does she? Not quite. Peplow did well. Jacobs is there again. Montgomery says get rid of it. Montgomery's moved back into the midfield, I think, so it was a bit more of an attacking change. The throw will go for a goal kick. Yes, I think Tracy Montgomery's now sitting at left midfield. Bancroft moves to the right. Yep. We have Ims playing off Massa, who's come on.
Yeah.
Bancroft, a big cry of come on RLC, let's go now. And in the final 10 minutes it needs something where these players can step up. Goal kick taken by the defender due to the injury. It's a blue shirt underneath her and she gets it back too. The clearance wasn't great. Big shouts for handball. The shot goes wide, but there was a huge shout for handball there.
Yeah, he's not giving anything, is he?
The number 8.
Peplow, number 8 for RRC.
No, sorry, the number 8 for AGC.
Right, so that was who we thought was Hindley, but
who we thought was Hindley, and it's Ali Croucher is the name we're looking for. Not sure if it's a maiden name and a name change, I'm not sure. Back of the way then, the RLC. The captain bringing them forward, looking behind the back line, and the pace of Massa, by the way, she's chased this down.
That's why they've put her at top and they've dropped it Ims, I think, to give her a bit of a
break, maybe.
Yeah.
Kim Noonan clears the lines for the AGC. Montgomery with the throw. Massa might just provide that little bit of spark, that's something special in a cup final in the final 10 minutes. Keep pushing, says YouTube. But again, we're in that nervous stage, aren't we, where nobody wants to put a foot wrong now. Put a foot wrong now.
Yeah, there's not long to get it back, is there?
Croucher will clear. Not well defended, if we're honest, from the RLC player, and Jacobs can drive forward in behind for Wright, who is onside. He's got the flag's gone up. She looked onside to us from here. And I was about to say she had Emily Appleyard just...
Yeah, just look at the pace of it. Do you see her just bursting through? So if they did get that ball in, it's great that the AGC are now just getting the bods into the box.
Jodie Hunter says, big push, girls. Again, another player down. That's the sort of game we've seen today. Both sets of players putting everything on the line, but we have seen some stoppages. I'd expect a few more minutes in the second half too. That's looking over the top, but it's headed well by Croucher. And now an RLC foot on the ball. Good ball over the top again, but
well done by Rooney.
Very well done by Charlene Rooney. Right, looking to flick it, doesn't do that. That would be offside against
It's Tracy, yeah. It's anyone's game, isn't it? You just don't know which way it's going to go.
Just needs that one piece of quality.
Yeah, or somebody to make a mistake at the back.
Players are out there. The attacking talent is out there for sure. Looking at Bethany Bancroft, and I'm thinking, there's a reason surely in our research that they've pointed out her Cristiano Ronaldo admiration, let's say. You would see Cristiano Ronaldo step up when needed. The throw in. Jacobs is trying to clear for the AGC. She doesn't manage it. Mills is underneath it. The shot for the edge of the box deflected wide. It'll be a corner. I think it was Ims who took the shot on.
Yeah, I want to see a better delivery on this corner. There's been a couple for the RRC, just haven't been as threatening as what the AGC corners have been.
And with only minutes to go bit of quality from the corner could be the difference of walking away with a trophy or not walking away with the trophy. Whipped in towards the near post. Massa was underneath it, keeping it very well.
She did.
Lucia turned it very well. Here's Anholm. Smart play, and she's gone for the left-footed shot. Well, that would have been a moment.
That would have been special.
Really good corner in there.
Yeah,
You
great
wanted
corner.
a better delivery. Massa was just underneath it, and we've got another stoppage in play here. I think there's been must have been a collision from the corner.
I think that's Smithy down.
Yeah, Georgia Smith.
She'll be right. She's
Get
nails.
on with it.
She's nails. She'll be fine.
The kick from Turner. Mills underneath it, but he will go for a throw. And Massa up front for the RLC might just provide something different. Mills does very well, the captain. Away from one, away from two. Really good slide tackle from Charlene Rooney, the captain. Captain v captain there.
Yeah, she's played well today.
She's just getting back to her feet. Kick stuck in the air. Kept in though. Ims now. Great sliding tackle from Smith. Both teams have laid it all on the line, but as the time ticks down, it feels and it seems that there isn't going to be anything between them. So
I still think there's a goal in this game, Kyle. I can feel it.
in the 90,
Yeah.
Massa's done well to get it towards Montgomery, but it's cleared away by the AGC defenders. We expect a few minutes of injury
I think
time,
you said
to be
last
fair.
three. Yeah, last three.
Montgomery's throw. And, I mean, the AGC defenders have just backed off there for a second. Ims was allowed a lot of space, but the RLC managing to keep control of the ball. Into Anholm.
Oh, lovely
Anholm does
feed.
really well again. Now the captain taking the shot from some range. Lucia Turner was quite comfortable for in the end. Ashley Mills, the captain for the RLC, has had a very tidy game in midfield. That's not tidy from Anholm, but it will fall for a blue
Here we
shirt.
go.
And Smith cut out by Peplow, and Peplow does well enough to win the throw too. Freya Buckthorpe says RLC looking strong. Rebecca Davies, Lois Jacobs for the winner as a leaving gift. The headlines are there to be written. Just takes one of these players to step up and put themselves in the spotlight. They wanted a handball against Anholm. Play on, says the referee. Got to play to the whistle. A lot of blue shirts stopped there. Here's Massa, the substitute. Now Montgomery. Disappointing ball through. Ims just puts her arms out in frustration. But the kick will fall for Ims. Well defended.
Okay, brought it back a bit late there. Can this be the final chance for the AGC?
There is, I mean, I think there's still a little bit of time.
How long we got left, Carl, do you think?
I think we're looking at 3 or 4 added time, I'd imagine. There've been a few stoppages. And then after that, without a goal, we're looking at 30 more, we believe. Long ball forward for the AGC. There was a coming together with Jacobs and I want to say Anholm actually, who stayed down, and that doesn't look good.
She looks in quite a bit of pain, doesn't she?
Not sure she. There was a step. Well, stamp's the wrong word. Sort of trod on the back of the leg, or I think we'll definitely get 3 or 4 minutes of the stoppage here now.
She looks in a hell of a lot of pain.
Chance then, while we're stopped, to plug the fact that there is another Army Cup final coming your way today, this evening to be exact. I believe we go live at 7:15 with the, sorry, no, 7:15 because there was a timing change.
Okay.
7:15 where the Army Men's Intercorps final, the Woolwich Cup final, between the Royal Signals and the Royal Logistic Corps. So RLC fans out there, come back later this evening for the men's final. Greg Parker says, cracking game, great advertisement for the women's game. Quality players on show, excited to work with some of these ladies. Craig Parker there on YouTube.
Oh yes, the new Army Development women's coach, currently the Artillery women's coach, but yeah, next season that's his new role, so good luck to him.
We are seeing across the generations of Army football. I mean, we've mentioned Chrissy Wright as someone who's very experienced, but there's a lot of good young Army players out there that will be putting on the red shirt over the next few years in inter-services competitions. So you are looking at potential Army and UCAF players too. I think there's going to be a substitution here.
Yeah, she looks in a lot of pain. I don't think she can carry on. She's getting carried off.
It is Tony Anholm, who was a substitute. The substitute is going to be substituted by the looks of it, and that's a big blow, because in her short cameo she's impressed. She's been a calming presence in the midfield. The RLC players take to the field again as Anholm receives a round of applause, slowly taken off the field. We hope a very swift recovery from whatever injury that will be. And there is a substitution. So a change potentially of game plan for the RLC. As the stop-start game gets ready to go again. And the substitute coming on for the team in red. When she turns her back to us, we'll see that number. The substitute was Debbie Ferguson, who's come on, number 16. Attacking player again, Debbie Ferguson. Well then, who's got what it takes in the very final minutes of this 90 minutes, 90 plus minutes? The AGC look to bring it forward. Jacobs is looking to get there. Appleyard does very well, but it's hacked clear. And now Messer.
Oh, unlucky.
Under it again there, Massa. But Jacobs does very well. That's looking for Chrissy Wright, who probably hasn't got the legs for that one. And we've got another stoppage in the middle of the field. Maybe the legs are starting to go already. And I think this is, I think it might be Ashley Mills, the RLC captain, is down.
Hopefully she just needs a couple of seconds before she's back on her feet.
Well, we look like we're heading towards extra time. 30 more minutes. Unless somebody can change the script. Big header, but he's gone backwards, to be honest, and maybe the RLC can break. The substitute there on for Montgomery. Montgomery looking for a cross, and well,
there we go.
There is the end of the 90 minutes in the cup final, and there is nothing to separate the two teams. AGC 2, RLC 2. We're going to take a quick break, and I think we're going to be back with 30 more minutes. So let's see what's coming up tonight, shall we? Well, we're on for extra time then, we believe. That's what we've been told, and by the looks of the two players sat preparing, doesn't look like penalties are on the way. So extra time to decide the 2023 Edwards Cup final. The AGC clawed their way back in. Who else but their talisman, well, talis player maybe, Christina Wright, the player manager, right back turn striker, who dragged them back. Really tidy finish around the goalkeeper, around the defender, into the back of the net. And at 2-2, it is again so hard to call. The RLC made a great start to the first half and the second half. Maybe extra time they'll do the same again. And with the sunshine and the heat and the nerves, expect the unexpected in a cup final, is what they say. The AGC are looking to make it 3 in a row. But speaking of cup finals, shall we see what's coming up in just a few weeks' time in the Royal Navy Cup final?
And welcome to Courses Sport.
You've been doing all right with the tries, haven't you, last couple of seasons?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Amy Cocaine, as always, a real pleasure.
Well, as you see now, the Royal Navy Cup final coming up in just a few weeks here live on the Forces News YouTube channel. We've seen the Army Cup final so far this year. We've seen the RAF Cup final. It's time to complete the trilogy with the Royal Navy Cup final in a few weeks' time. And it's time to complete this because 30 more minutes are coming and one of these teams will walk away with the Edwards Cup. The AGC will want 3 in a row. The RLC will want to end their 5-year plight. Shannon Bramman on YouTube says, Super Sub Fergie. Talking about Debbie Ferguson, number 16 for the RLC. And as the players start to get back into positions for 30 more minutes, it's going to take something special potentially to separate these two teams. It's been a close fought battle. What have we got in store? I think there's a bit of communication between captains and coaches. Have you ever played extra time in a cup final, Kempe?
Yeah, plenty of times.
You still feeling it?
Nah, I'm alright. That's what happens when when you're fit. You can keep going. But I'll be honest, these temperatures obviously make it a little bit harder. But that's when you want your players to be fit, so they can still perform in extra time as well.
Well, we hope you've wherever you are, you've got yourself comfortable, got yourself a drink, got yourself a cup of tea, whatever you decide to have. Here we go. Extra time in the Edwards Cup final. We are underway. So who is going to seal a trophy for their team? Will it be a Lois Jacobs on her final AGC match? Will it be somebody like a Bethany Bancroft? Will it be a Chrissy Wright? Here she is, breaking through. Takes 3 to stop her. Appleyard looks to bring it under control, but well defended by Ashley Mills, the RLC captain. Is this where the substitutes of Massa, who only had a short cameo during the 90 minutes, they're going to really be important now in these 30 minutes?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, she looks like she's full of energy anyway, doesn't she? But yeah, that's one thing to look out for now, is who's got the tired legs.
Here's another substitute, number 16 for the RLC, Debbie Ferguson, towards Bancroft. Bancroft looking for options, goes backwards. Here's Ferguson again. Really smart ball through to Imms. Mills, the RLC, getting on the ball, and this is probably the best piece of possession we've seen all game from both teams. Ball forward, Kirsten there. Well won by Imms. Ferguson. The RLC now looking to start the half of extra time like they started both halves with a goal. Imms is going to hit this.
They all start brighter, don't they, the RLC, straight after the break.
Something about the coach's words, you would think. Daily525 on YouTube says, let's go AGC. Maria Wood says, from Cali, great goal, mummy, hope you win.
Oh.
That would be Christina Wright's daughter, who will be hoping to watch her mother lift a trophy, potentially, by the end of this one. The lofty clearance, and Wright's going to be onto that. And it's ridiculous.
She's done it! It's in! What a goal! What timing?
Chrissy Wright with her second of the game. And I said it's ridiculous, but it's ridiculous that somebody with that experience, and she is honestly just ever present is probably the best way to say it. Chrissy Wright scores a second of the game, the AGC's third, and extra time it swung the other way.
What a turnaround for the AGC. That's why, Kyle, you can never write this team off. You know, they didn't start brightly first half. RLC were definitely the better team, okay, but you know, you just can't write them off, and it's just frustrating for the RLC because they always have these leads and they just seem to let them go.
Rebecca Davies says Chrissy is the actual GOAT.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, we've seen what the RLC can do to try and to take a lead. What can they do to get back into it? Here's Bancroft. Definitely beat a player, Bancroft. Got two on her. Someone help her is the shout, and well, they didn't. It's too late. A really late tackle from Bancroft. Referee says play on though. Jacobs down the line for Chrissy Wright. Hat-trick hunting, Chrissy Wright now.
Yeah, just look at the link-up play between her and Lois Jacobs. They know where each other are.
It's what was missing in that first half, so to speak.
I think between these two players, they really have driven this team on today.
She's on a hattie. Come on, Chrissy. Never believe anyone when they tell you you're too old, says Lisa Ward. There's a lesson for you. Doesn't matter if she's the oldest player on the planet.
No. And that's why she's still in the Army team, you know. And you know, people say, "Oh, Chrissy's still playing," but you know, you can't take her out the team when she's still performing.
Yeah, I should clarify. That's what you said. I'm not getting in trouble. Right then, corner for the AGC. Jacobs to whip this in.
Oh, a bit disappointing from Jacobs. He's yeah, you can see.
She can do better than that one.
Yeah, of course she can. That's not to her standard.
Okay, so we're into the first half of extra time here in the Edwards Cup final. If you're just joining us, we've had goals galore, and the AGC are leading now. Chrissy Wright scoring twice, dragging her team back into it as player manager in her 24th season with the AGC. Legend of the core football team.
That's a long time, isn't it? 24 seasons. God.
That's a long clearance for the keeper's got to get there. And does. Could have bounced anywhere, that one. Gary Size says, come on, the RLC. They've got to find something now. They've had a really good game, I will say, the RLC. For some, probably not considered favourites for this, but they've impressed.
Yeah, definitely. There's been parts where they played really well, and you know, like I said, that first half they were definitely on top.
The AGC have battled back. The experience has shone through. Chance now. Well, I was going to say a chance for them to push forward again, but it's actually going to be the red shirts that come forward. Ashley Mills looking for Imms. Really looking for the left-hand side, and I think Bancroft might be onside here. She's gone for goal. She is offside.
That would have been a great opportunity.
Gary Size says he got a shout out. He's celebrating. There you go. You comment on Facebook and on YouTube, and if it's a good comment.
Well, I got the engineers. I can see them in front of me over the other side of the pitch, texting me saying, "Give me a shout out." So we've got Matt Kenny and Amy Barnard, both from the engineers team.
There we go.
There you go. There's your shout out.
You take personal requests as well.
Yeah. Obviously, we got the first team army manager Ryan McDowell there next to them as well, watching on, looking at new talent.
I've seen some talent today. Not necessarily new talent either with Christy Wright, but talent. Charlie Meyer on YouTube says, let's go RLC. Chance now for Appleyard. Pulls it back, and Christy Wright's on a hat-trick.
Oh, what a finish! What a finish! Was that the outside of her foot? That was the outside of her right foot.
That was the outside of her right foot. Chrissy
quality.
Wright has a hat-trick. 24 years with the AGC team, and here she is scoring a hat-trick in the Edwards Cup final, and they are on the brink of a trio of cup final victories.
She's got to be player of the match, isn't she? I mean, it might be a bit early, but she's got to be obviously a contender today. How she's, driven this team on. I think her and Lois, and even Cookie at the back has played really well. But what a fantastic! She's the person you want.
It's amazing how important that change was at the middle of the second half, where Chrissy Wright says, "I'm going up front."
Yeah, give it to me. I'll do it myself.
Well, she certainly dragged her team from the depths of defeat to potentially triumph. There's still a fair few minutes in extra time to go. It's not over for the RLC, but the AGC have got the bit between their teeth now. It's
disheartening for the RLC, because as we've talked about, they have done really well today. But what's going to happen now? They're going to push on to try and get some goals, which is going to leave them obviously a bit open at the back as well. So they haven't got long to do it.
Daily 525 says she's only gone and done it. Maria Wood, we love it. Rebecca Davis, my hero, Chrissy Wright. Abigail Winnett says, unbelievable scenes, proud of you girls. Lisa Ward says, yes, come on, I mean, I've missed my spin class in Estonia for this.
Any excuse.
And Maria Wood says, Kempi, we won't hear the end of this.
Oh no.
Well, you know what, if you score a hat-trick in an Edwards Cup final, you have the right to brag about it.
Absolutely.
4-2 then to the AGC. When this game looks like it's going one way, it twists and turns another. We've had a very entertaining cup final, and with over 20 minutes of extra time still to go, don't rule the RLC out just yet. You're going to have to find something though. You're going to have to find a way to pick their heads up and get the confidence going that they had for the majority of the game. They were the confident team, they were the better team for a lot of it. But when you have that experience and you have that clinical nature that right back turn striker Chrissy Wright can give, that's a good ball over the top as well. Jacobs towards right. Ferguson's underneath this for the RLC. Here's Jacobs spinning. Really good play from Lewis Jacobs, and the shot too is a rasping drive. Really good save. It's come out all the way to the number 8, and a shot again.
Oh, great save by the keeper.
I think that was Appleyard, the substitute, number 18, with a big chance in the end. 2 very good saves from Holly Clark, who, despite conceding 4, has had a very good game.
Yeah, she's done well.
In my ears, I'm hearing everyone in the BFBS team just praising Chrissy Wright's 24 years. It is crazy. Corner kick for the AGC. Jacobs corner. A chance to well and truly finish it. It bounced around, and you know what? Chrissy Wright was really on for 4 there. Alexander Rigby says, rename this the AGC Cup. Well, 3 years in a row, this is definitely their trophy to keep at this point.
We're coming for you next season, Alex.
Remy with a shot across the brow there. Louise Daly says, "You got this, RLC. Believe." At the moment they just need to get on the ball, I think, and try and settle back down, because they look rattled, the ladies in red. Is Ims, who started this madness with a wonderful goal in the first half. Good play from Davis, just got it stuck under her feet though.
I just think, you know, since Roxy's come off as well, you know, she's a big player for the RLC. She's a workhorse. She really does make a difference, and I just think, obviously, with her coming off, it has made just one of those another outlets.
Roxy Williams got herself a goal as well at the start of the second half. Bancroft managed to flick it backwards, but it should be quite comfortable to deal with for Siobhan Peplow. It's a game that I don't think neither side has really deserved to lose necessarily, and that's what you want from a cup final.
I was looking forward to penalties, not going to lie. As a neutral, it would have been always love a bit of penalties.
You never know. RLC, you're quiet, we hear. For the first time in the game, potentially. Ferguson tried to get on there for the red shirts, but that'll go for a goal kick. Now then, 3 minutes to go in the first half of extra time. They usually they've got that 2-goal buffer now. Does it mean that they can just go, let's just keep attacking, score?
I think they will. I think I've played AGC a lot, and they never just sit back. They will just keep. I think they'll just be trying to get another now.
Here is Chrissy Wright again, onside. Finds the cross shot, and he goes behind for a goal kick.
If that had gone in, I think I would have streaked across the pitch, because that would be absolutely ridiculous.
It's that kind of day, a ridiculous day, I think. Particularly for Chrissy Wright, one she'll remember for a very long time. 24 years, sure, but a hat-trick in a cup final. Yeah. And one to remember as well for Lois Jacobs. It's turned around now, and she could be looking at the triumph to leave the AGC with. Rebecca Davis says, no streaking, Katie, please. Here she is again, Chrissy Wright. And the shot, I think it's clipped the post, you know, it has.
Yeah, that was Smithy having a little dig.
Georgia Smith, every right back can score now. Alex Rigby says, shout out to the Army Devs team, looking forward to the Baltics tour next month. Some good talent coming through. Emily on the left, Emily Appleyard, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're off for a few weeks to the Balkans, which will be great. A good defence engagement piece. So.
Here's Davis. Ferguson, and it was Ims caught in possession. And the AGC, for the first time in the game, looked calm, controlled, and
yeah, well, they spent most of the game chasing it, haven't they?
That was going to fall through for Georgia Smith, who sort of just crumpled towards the floor. Nothing else to give there. And she's a substitute as well.
Yeah.
Quiet from the RLC team right now. They look deflated.
They do, yeah. I do feel for them. They do.
They need this little break to get their heads back in the game. They're not beaten yet, and that's important to get that message across, I think, for the players at half-time of extra time, which is coming up very quickly. Throwing on the right-hand side for the AGC. Smith to take.
I can just hear Rooney talking to her players. She hasn't stopped talking to them all game.
That's what a captain does, and she's put in a good captain performance. That's a captain's clearance as well from Ashley Mills for the RLC. Massa is not giving up. The AGC have calm, controlled possession, which is exactly what they'd want to see. Chrissy Wright in particular will want to see that. towards right again. And there's half time in extra time then. 15 more minutes. Can the RLC stop the AGC from making it 3 in a row? We'll find out. Stick around. We'll have a short break. And we'll be back for the second half of extra time. Well, that's what's coming up later this evening, the Woolwich Cup final, the Army Men's Intercorps final between the Royal Signals and the Royal Logistic Corps. And if it's anything like what we've seen today, expect goals, expect stories, expect moments. So that's what we've had. 4-2 then to the AGC. And I mean, Chrissy Wright is the story, there is no doubt about that one. The hat-trick in a cup final to drive her team as player manager towards potentially the 3rd trophy in a row. They may not have had a league season that they wanted, but it's all about the cups, and that's what the Edwards Cup provides. We have got 15 more minutes, and while the AGC are in a very good, comfortable position, the RLC are not beaten just yet. From a neutral point of view, you said yourself, penalties? Anyone?
I like penalties. I like watching penalties. I like taking penalties. But I can see it. I can't see obviously coming back from this. Don't want to sound harsh, but as we said, they just look a little bit deflated. I just think the AGC are just going to get stronger and stronger this next 15 minutes. Yeah,
it's going to be a big job for the RLC to get back into this one, that's for sure. But you never know. You've seen weirder things happen. There's a longer than expected break here, so players clearly needed a little bit more to get going. Team talks from both sides, different team talks you would say. One for the AGC, right, you've done what we needed to do, don't let this slip. But then the RLC team, well, it's finding a way back into this, it's finding a bit of leadership maybe. Ashley Mills they'll be looking towards. Amy Smalley, by the way, said Rooney never stops talking. Charlene Rooney, the AGC captain. So 15 more minutes. The trophy at the moment, I mean, I don't know if they have the ribbons, but put the blue ones on it at the moment is what it is the way it looks. Put one on. Maybe don't put the other one just yet.
One on.
Big shout of come on NRLC. 15 more minutes to go. Lorraine Poor on Facebook says hubby RLC but niece playing for the AGC, so go Abby Hart, come on the AGC. Abby Hart somehow hasn't ended up on the score sheet.
No, I know she had a good couple of great opportunities earlier.
2 goals to get then for the RLC. The job is clear, the mission is clear. Ashley Mills in towards Massa. Looking towards Bancroft, I think, to try and flick it, couldn't get there. And the long kick from Lucia Turner, who's grown into the game. Mills with the header again. Now Bancroft. Bancroft looking towards Massa. Massa does really well, actually. And now Montgomery looking towards Bancroft again, headed away by Cook. RLC with a bit of renewed vigour at the minute. Here's Mills, the captain. Can she be the leader that is needed at the moment? Cook gives it away to Bancroft. Mills again looking to get there but doesn't. And now the AGC come forward. Chrissy Wright spin in, doing very well again, but I think even that's a little bit too much for someone like Chrissy Wright. Siobhan Peplow does very well, but actually Chrissy Wright's come away with it. Can the AGC well and truly finish this off? It's right across the box, and that should be Holly Clark's to deal with comfortably. Here's Bancroft. Time to step up for somebody like Bethany Bancroft. That's a really good ball too. Can Massa get there? She can't. And we have our first bout of cramp in the game, and it's not us commentators standing here. It is the AGC player who's down. Might be Lauren Sessions. Not sure. Oh, and Bethany Bancroft's also down. The cramp is spreading.
Yeah.
Smarter start from the RLC though. Again, like you'd expect for the way they've played so far, but they know they've got to get at this now.
And that's it. Like I said earlier, you know, the only thing is you push everyone forward. You're just going to be. Obviously, there's a chance for the AGC to get them on the counter attack. So they just got to be careful. It's one of those. So you got to go for it, haven't you? You got 15 minutes. You've got no point sitting back for 15 minutes. You're not going to score goals by doing that. So you never know if they get one. AGC might get a little bit shaky. Let's see what happens.
Well, nerves in a cup final, never. Get involved then on YouTube, get involved on Facebook if you are watching now. Make sure you do leave a comment who you're supporting, who you are trying to will to victory. It was Emily Appleyard, by the way, down with a cramp, substitute. She's looking very gingerly, actually, I must say. Kick forward, Ferguson looking to battle for the RLC. Might fall for Imms, doesn't quite. That's wide towards Appleby, probably didn't want to. Yeah. Bancroft, Mills. Really smart play from Ashley Mills to break through. And Mills has slid it through as well. Massa's onto it, Massa with a shot. You're not going to get many more chances in this cup final. The RLC, that needed to go in.
She did well initially, just couldn't, swiped at it, just couldn't keep it down.
Really smart play by Ashley Mills in the midfield. Someone who must be on the verge of an Army call-up, you would think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure she's one that the development coaches are looking at.
Appleyard, is still looking gingerly, let's say, walking gingerly in front of us. We have a substitute for the AGC up front, and a Chrissy Wright's day is over. It will only be a hat-trick. Mercy for the RLC defenders.
Yep.
Number 21, Tennille Dombrowskis has come on for the AGC. If in doubt, put it out. Just about. Chrissy Wright can now be a manager, right?
Yeah.
Bancroft's throw then, really smart turn by Ferguson, but Lois Jacobs is there when she needs to be. And Jacobs finds Dombrowskis, sorry. Jacobs trying to find a way through, but it's Imms who comes away with it. The RLC needs something to stick, and it needs to stick quickly. Mills. Trying to drive a side forward, Ashley Mills is the captain. She's getting on the ball, she's pushing.
AGC look all right defensively though, they've tightened up. They seem to be quite comfortable at the back now.
throw in that they'll take their time with as well. Headed back towards by Montgomery. Jess Henderson. Trying to figure out, but I don't know if you've got 2 number 18s on for AGC.
Let's have a look. Surely.
Player who took the throw just then. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Surely not. Surely it's my eyes deceiving me. It's up towards Massa. Really strong header from the captain, Charlene Rooney. Bancroft now coming inside. It's gone wide to Montgomery. Back to Bancroft. Not the best pass from Montgomery, but Bancroft makes it work, and Mills. Smart turn from him.
Great turn.
Ball wide though isn't good enough really. Cleared away from Appleyard, who still doesn't look comfortable. RLC then pushing forward. They need something. Good flick by Massa. Another throw. Pressure on the AGC defence. Minutes remaining in this match. 2 goals to get. And we're going long-ish. Bancroft flicks it on. Ferguson might be underneath it, putting the pressure on. And a chance. Oh, a big chance.
It's completely mistimed that.
That was Tracy Montgomery's opportunity to get on the score sheet. Ashley Mills does very well now to bring this down. That's going to be a free kick to the AGC. Late tackle from the RLC captain, and that will relieve some pressure. I believe it might have been Kim Noonan that I've got mixed up with, and it is 16, but from here the eyesight is clearly not showing. And it's a talking to for Ashley Mills, the captain. Bit of frustration.
Yeah, I think so.
And down goes Appleby too. Cramp has started again. We have we have Georgia Smith down as well. I mean, this is all just going to add time for the AGC to defend.
Yeah, the AGC, they're not going to be in a hurry, are they?
It's almost like a marathon they've gone through the extra time. Here at Cirencester Football Club, we've been very good hosts today, as usual, for the Edwards Cup final. They've actually been, I will say, they've been very helpful for us as a BFBS broadcaster. Thank you, Cirencester Town FC.
Yeah, great facilities. I think this is the 4th or 5th time that we've been down here, and they really do make us feel welcome.
Now, whoever wins this trophy, it's a good moment for me to say, whoever wins this trophy, we won't be live for the trophy lift due to our position in camera position. We can't really cover it how we'd like to do. But if you want to see the trophy lift, depending on the team, you want to hear from the winning captain, you can later on our social channels, on BFBS Sport, as well as on the stream this evening, the live broadcast this evening of the men's intercore final. We will show highlights of this one and interview and the trophy celebration. Fingers crossed if technology works as it's meant to. It should be a good one, that one. The men's intercore final. The RLC will have watched the women go very, very close as it stands, and they'll look to go one better, you would think. That smart play from Jacob. Big battle though with Ashley Mills. It'll come for an AGC attack. And is Jacobs onside? She's offside. Just under 5 minutes or so then to play, and it's getting a taller and taller mountain for the RLC. That was fizzed in towards Massa, who couldn't get under it. And the long clearance, Jacobs will chase, and Jacobs looks like she'll get there first too. Lois Jacobs.
She must have tired legs. She has not stopped running, has she?
She's still not stopped running.
No.
And it's a goal kick. Rebecca Davies says, great game played by both sides. Just knew the AGC would pull it off. We are not giving that cup away. We love it. Please.
They do.
Gary Size says, what time is that final? The final, he's talking about the men's intercore final. We will be live from 7:15 from Sutton United FC. It's the Royal Signals and the Royal Logistic Corps. I hope we haven't used all the cup final goals so far. We've had 6. We'll take 6 more tonight as neutrals, right? 3-3 and penalties. Anyone else? Bancroft, a little bit of a push, but referee says play on, and here's Massa. Massa looking towards Bancroft again, who will take advantage of a very, very jaded Appleyard. Mills. She's going to go wide, but it's cut out by Smith, who says that's going in the car. Is it gone in the car? It's not quite gone in the car park.
I hope not. My car's over there, so, and it's got the roof down. Let's not.
You should take a ball home. And it must be an AGC supporter going to get the ball, because he's very much taken his time.
I think he should booted it over the fence.
Just a few minutes to go then between the AGC potentially, I'm going to say potentially still, being crowned cup winners for the 3rd time in a row. The shot, by the way, that could have gone anywhere. That was Lauren Druitt. Amy Smalley says, all the best to Lewis. She's been a beast for us. Well, yeah, Lewis Jacobs. Her final game with the AGC, well, she may not have gotten on the score sheet. She may be looking at 3 Edward Cup victories in a row, which is some feat for the Adjutant General Corps.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It's flicked on. It's a red shirt underneath it though, and now Inns, who opened the scoring. Remember, that's a good ball towards Bancroft. It might just keep it in. Not quite.
How long we got left, Kyle?
We're at minutes at best. Rebecca Davies says Lois Jacobs will be sorely missed. A legend of the core team. I think we're looking at injury time now. There's been a couple of stoppages, not massive amounts compared to the rest of the games. I mean, I don't think they engrave on the trophy, but if they did, I think the letter A might be going on. Bancroft then with the throw. The RLC time is running out. They look a little bit devoid of ideas as well now. Do you get to a point when you're playing this sort of game where you've got to go, all right, we're beaten, let's...
Yeah, I think trying to get 2 goals back in the last few minutes, it's hard, isn't it? It's you know, they've given everything today, and especially in extra time, you're tired. But you know, you just got to keep going and pray for a little bit of magic, I guess, and a bit of luck. But
shout out to our technician there, Scott Richmond / ball boy. If the RLC scored there, I think he's claiming an assist. Bancroft's got a foot in. Cook clears. Imms now. Can the RLC get a 3rd at least? That should have been a free kick, you'd have thought.
It's played advantage.
Bancroft didn't want advantage, but she's playing on anyway.
I would have took, yeah, the free kick.
I literally heard I didn't want it, ref, there, so there we go. Ferguson towards Mills. Flicked on, Massa was just hunting behind, it didn't fall, and now Appleyard. And the blue shirt will chase and chase and chase, but it's cleared away. The wind picking up. really pick it up, actually. No foul, says the referee. Montgomery brings it forward. RLC fighting to the very end. Eyes are starting to look towards the referee. The AGC are on the brink. Mills. On a left foot, why not? Goes for goal, it's gone wide. Look at the watch.
2 minutes.
The referee has made a minute for 2 minutes, well, a motion of 2 minutes.
You right there, Kyle? Do you want? I've got some joggers.
I think I'm getting cramp as well now. It's not on the risk assessment, this. Appleyard couldn't keep it in. Looking at the referee now, it can't be long before the AGC can celebrate a trio of Edwards Cup trophy wins. 3 in a row is some achievement. Another check of the watch. Throw in is in though. Played away by Rooney, up in the air more than anything. Finally it is gone. Dombrowskis keeps the ball for the AGC towards the corner, they say. Appleyard keeps going. That'll be a RLC throw. Referee is still playing on. AGC are ready to celebrate. They're ready to get on the pitch, I think. The subs bench. Lumped forward by Ashley Mills. The AGC ready to celebrate? You bet they are. Here's Mills. And we're still playing on, so the RLC might be able to get another goal here. Ferguson keeps hold of it. It'll go for a throw. Just running out of steam, the RLC. Maybe not though. Ferguson does very well. It will be cleared. 3 times in a row, the Adjutant General Corps have made history in the Edwards Cup final. 3 times in a row. I'll say it again because that deserves every bit of praise you can give it. What an achievement for the Adjutant General Corps, and what a final in 2023. They have made history, but they had to do it the hard way, because twice they were behind. Super goals throughout the match, and a hat-trick for Chrissy Wright has to be mentioned. Let's show that third goal as well, shall we? Let's give her all the flowers we can. Chrissy Wright, hat-trick hero after 24 years with the Corps, player manager, and now Edwards Cup winner for the 3rd time in a row. Congratulations to the AGC.
What a game. What a game.
What a game indeed. If you want to see the trophy lift and you want to hear from, well, I think it'll be Chrissy Wright as well, maybe, potentially, that we might hear from, or the winning captain, we're not sure. But if you want to hear from them and see the trophy lift, stick around to our stream of the men's game later, or check on our socials. The AGC celebrate. And we're not even done with Cup Final Day yet. Let's see what tonight brings. Well done to the AGC. And the celebrations there.